This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately. What's going on, freaks? Yeah. Hey, there's Audra Blankenship. Yeah. Gonna get back to the true crime. I was trying to have last night be true crime, but kind of got into political stuff at the end. Let me get the chat on the screen there. Hold on. You have to put this little URL in there every time. There you go. Thanks, Barbara Smith. Yeah, by the way, you guys remember the Jacob Blake case? The one that started a whole bunch of riots, and the NBA canceled their games. Yeah. Well, it turns out on ABC News tonight that when the police tased him, he landed on top of one of the officers and he dropped his knife. So then he picked up his knife and he said he just wanted to put it back in the car so that he could. So now we know that he was holding a knife. See, remember how everybody said he was unarmed and everything for all that time, but it turns out he did pick up the knife and then he went over to his car and he said he was going to put it in the car, for safekeeping, and then he was gonna, All right, so just realize that the truth finally came out that he did have a weapon in his hand at the time. All right, who would do that? Go
Thank
put
you
the
for
knife
clarifying.
back.
I was truly upset.
I don't believe that story at all. He said he didn't want to be another George Floyd. Well, here's how you don't become a George Floyd. Don't get to the point where they're gonna tase you. Just literally do what they tell you to do, and you'll be put in the car, and you'll be, comply to what the police are saying. That's the best lesson for everyone.
Up?
Hey, what's going on? Layla, my Layla. Also, it was kind of interesting, the individual that we were talking about last night, Sullivan, I guess he got bailed out of jail. I guess he didn't even have bail. He just was released somehow, which is mind-boggling. And then, the guy was a speed skater in the for Olympic trials. It's so weird if you go through all of his history. Absolutely bizarre stuff. Yeah, there's literally videos where he looks like he was a great speed skater. He doesn't look like he was a hack. He was like really good. And then he sort of apparently just kind of became radicalized somehow. I don't know why they let him out though. I'd like to know the information behind that. So I thought, well, I should probably put the video on for members only. Well, thanks, Barbara Smith. Wow. I have to go back to bed. Well, you're dealing with the coronavirus, Barbara? You're gonna got to get through it. Yeah, it's a weird family, but his brother wasn't there inciting riots, so I guess that's good. There it is, everybody!
My monthly donation. I have got to go back to bed.
Well, thank you very much, Barbara Smith. Very cool. All right. don't think there was anything else like that. All right. So there's a little bit more information on the bodies in the cement from yesterday. You remember that we were talking about? Human remains of at least one person were found Thursday, buried in a duplex home on Columbus West Side. The U.S. Attorney's Office confirmed late Thursday. There may be at least one more person buried in the basement floor at 2448 Sullivan Avenue. The dispatch has learned. So there might be another person buried there. The victims are believed to have been killed by individuals connected with a drug trafficking operation, then covered in concrete as part of a new slab poured in the basement. I wonder how they found out about that. Columbus police and Homeland Security agents arrived around 11 p.m. Wednesday with a search warrant, which is located, well, they're just saying what is it, 2448 Sullivan Avenue. 2 dump trucks were parked in the rear of the property amid a bunch of other items and storage shed at the property is surrounded by a large fence. So yeah, we already looked at that yesterday. I wonder when that cement was poured. It'd be weird if...
Is this the Hughes Gray Show?
It
Hello,
is.
all freaks.
Hey, it's Billy Boy Blue. Are you feeling better now?
Chewbacca? Oh, I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to.
Billy Boy Blue. He needed the money. Ooh. Yep, there you go. Cindy Lean got in there. Good. Is it pretty crappy like some people say it is? Some people don't feel a damn thing. Some people have mild, and some people it really hits them pretty hard. Alright, so that's just the little update on that one. Now, there's this new app out there for the Delphi case called Crime Door, and it's got a sort of a virtual reality, I didn't make a virtual reality, I made a 3D animation. They didn't do it accurately, though. They didn't put Abby and Libby in the right spot, and they have if they're trying to mimic the actual footage. Okay, I think it brings attention to the case. It's just, it's not going to help solve anything, though. That's the thing. Right there, you're seeing it on the screen. See that? I mean, it's really cool technology. Like, I don't know if they went there with a scanner or just made a bridge that kind of looked like it. I don't know if there's that many holes in it. The suspect was actually more up by that platform over there. And so this might be where, if you have the app, you can actually move around and walk on it. And they were actually off the end of the bridge. Right? So I don't know how this was all created, if somebody just made it in a virtual program or something like that. But there's actually a drop-off right there that they don't seem to have put. And, Libby was standing down below, and that's how you get the shots that are out there. And that's probably the down the hill part. And, I don't know. Oh, look at that. They actually have on the phone the video still there. That's interesting. But, yeah. Yeah, and he wasn't that close to the rail either. He was standing out there. So anyway, there's a lot of errors in it, but if it brings attention to the case, good for them. Good for the case. Seems more like kind of like a PR deal. Now it's an app called Crime Door. It's similar to the 360-degree videos that I've made on other cases where you can actually look around. This one, though, but it's more like the video game that I made of the, let's see, what the, God, I can't remember, Jodi Arias case. I don't know if you ever saw that one, but I actually made a video game where you drop into it and you can walk through the hall, see him sitting there, walk around, open doors, and do all that. I just thought I'd give it a shot because I had already built the entire bathroom. I know, it's like, why not just, if you're going to do something like that, make it accurate. It's just, I get so frustrated with this. I mean, it's not like way off, you know, but they were off the end of the bridge. They weren't on the bridge anymore. And the bridge guy was actually, you know, the suspect was like another 20 feet, 30 feet away at the time. But, you know, if it gets out there and everybody's like, oh, wow, yeah, wow, you know, and they get really into the case, more people. And another problem is that doesn't look like the suspect at all, the individual that's in there. So what, and I'm trying to figure out, other than giving it publicity, how does it help figure out something? I think the main thing is just more eyes will start looking into the case. You get it? I think it's just more of a little bit of a PR deal. I know that, you know, Kelsey is working with them and everything like that, which is cool. But anyways, I don't really know what to think about it, to be honest with you. I think my video that I've made with the animations completely serves the same purpose with actual real footage of the bridge, right? You just can't look around and stuff, but that's actually a virtual world. It's not real. So, all right. And you guys remember the Coleman case? I think, is it Lewis Coleman? Remember, he's the one that abducted Jazzy Correa at a bar on her birthday. She was like drunk, and her other friends left, and she stumbled down the street, the road. Hell, I could just load that up really quick. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, so she was at this club venue right here downtown. I think it's like in Connecticut, right? Yeah. Or no, Massachusetts. Sorry, there's Connecticut right there. I think part of it went into Connecticut though. Yeah, so she was at a bar downtown right there, and then there's surveillance footage right here picking up Lewis walking, and then they see his car driving this way, and I think that they determined that he picked her up, but they didn't really, I don't even remember exactly how they tracked him down, but they tracked him down at his apartment, which was in a building. He worked for a high-tech company. Some of that information isn't coming back to me. But he lived at these apartments. And what was really crazy is when you could go to Street View here. I don't know if they've updated it since then. Is this, that was 2019. So in 2017 was the Street View at one point. You could actually see his car right there. It was parked right in the spot. And he had taken her out of the vehicle. It was really crazy. There's actually surveillance footage in the building of him dragging her body. We never got to see that. And then he brings her into the apartment. Then he leaves and buys all this material to basically make her disappear. You know, he's going to like chop her up and stuff. And I think he just gave that up, put her in a suitcase, then placed her in the back of his vehicle, and then drove away. And then police ended up arresting him. Let's see. Yeah, way over here. Right on this off-ramp right here. He was pulled over right there. And, you know, he crossed state lines, so he's actually eligible for the death penalty. And here's the story. Nearly 2 years after the shocking murder of 23-year-old Jazzy Correa, there is still no decision if federal prosecutors intend to seek the death penalty against Lewis Coleman, the man accused of kidnapping and killing killing her. Prosecutors allege Coleman picked up Correa outside a nightclub in Boston. Boston's Theater District, February 2019 at closing time. The two did not know each other at all. Surveillance video recorded hours later allegedly shows Coleman carrying Correa's lifeless body into his Providence, Rhode Island apartment. Days later, Correa's body was found in the trunk of his car during a traffic stop in Delaware. Yeah, I don't remember if that was just random or not. Louis Coleman is charged with federal kidnapping resulting in the death, which carries a possible death penalty sentence. So, anyways, I don't even really know. The update was just he could get the death penalty, but they haven't ruled on it yet. That was a wild story. You guys should go back and watch those shows. I don't know if I put Jassy Correa, Correia, or Louis Coleman. I'm sure Louis Coleman's in the title. So you go check those ones out. Pretty wild stories. I mean, we had it all figured out. You know, it's pretty cool. All right. And then in the case of the burnt out house with the body in the freezer, it says tattoo could help identify body found in freezer. Okay, it says deputies are asking the public to help identify a body that was discovered in a freezer on January 3rd. The body was discovered at a Norway residence by a group of teens, and here's the tattoo that was found on the body that was in there. I mean, that should be absolutely, somebody should recognize that. That's very detailed, and somebody should know who that is. Don't you think? Yeah, Debbie and Jules, you guys have been around for a long time. Jules is one of the, the better sort of researcher story idea people. She always sends me like 10 links. I look through them and pick some that I like. Some days I don't do any of them because I'm doing something else, but it's pretty cool. Hello, Scott Holland. So, anyways, this is the tattoo. If anybody has seen this, there it is. I mean, that looks like, I'm not sure what this is up here. It looks like maybe the sun or something. I don't know. But this looks like somebody's face that, well, what's weird is, what if that's his face? I mean, some people put their own face as a tattoo, right? That could be him right there. We actually might be looking at the guy that is no longer alive. I think it's a little bit, I think it very well could be, or a family member, a brother, something like that. I don't think you would put the face of your best friend. I don't think you'd put the face of a cousin or anything like that. I think maybe a brother that passed away, or yourself. NBA players do that sometimes. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be somebody close to him, I would think. Or him. That's what I'm going to guess. Yeah, it could be all kinds of things, Gene. Come up with every other option, too. Keep going. There's a lot more you could come up with. Yeah, it could be a fake tattoo. You just slap it on after eating some Cracker Jacks. It could be that... yeah, it's very... Well, it's not a child. I mean, you can just... That's not a child image right there. I guess, well, yeah. I mean, I guess if he's 60 and the kid's 30, right? Right, but all I said was somebody close to him. Right, so, like, all the subsets of being close to him, we don't need to type in. You know what I mean? It's like somebody close to him, right? There it is. Boom. We could sit there all day. We're not going to know the answer. We're not going to know if it's, but it's obviously somebody close to him, or it could be himself. And I bet you you know, this might be, you know, obviously a photograph was used to make it. An adult Chucky. Man, Susanna. You're raising some wild ones. But you gotta admit, Child's Play was a pretty good movie. That first one, that was pretty creepy. You know, I remember when the batteries weren't in there. When she finally realized that that thing was animated. All the rest of them sucked, but the first one was pretty good because it was original. We have a distinct tattoo and also a clothing description that we're hoping can be used. If anyone recognizes any part of the description, please get in touch with us. The clothing the victim was wearing were size 34 PacSun blue denim stacked skinny jeans. That doesn't sound like a dad. A short sleeve t-shirt and a brown belt. So there you go. All these links are in the description so you can go check them out later. Okay, now this is sort of a news story right now. Really crazy stuff.
Murder that was caught on scene here in what may be a horrible murder that was caught on video. I'll explain that in a moment. First, let's set up the scene for you. What we know
finally
so
found
far.
the spot.
Here's some video from a little earlier where we're at right now. This is Hoover Street underneath the 22 freeway. It was at the side of the 22 freeway off of Hoover Street near a canal where a woman's body, a woman we're told was in her 20s or 30s, was found this morning at around 9:30. After it was found, the Westminster police were called, but it was determined it was California Highway Patrol territory, so CHP took over. Since we last reported to you at 3 p.m., we have seen some video, some surveillance video in the area that appears to show this homicide as it happened. We're not going to show you the video or that portion of the video, of course. We don't want, some of it was just too awful to show, but let me set it up for you before we show you what we do have or what we will show you right now. The part we're going to show you right now, just before you see this part, the video appears to show somebody dragging the body into that area where the body was found. Then as the video picks up, we're going to show you now. We'll do that for you right now. We can show you the video now.
So the hand raises,
someone raised their arm, and we freeze the video because we don't want to show you the next part. But after the arm is raised, you see...
See, I just hate this. Okay, you guys get to see it, but we don't get to because you're so much better at sort of dealing with it.
Repeated strikes to something or someone, and you hear audio of that. We're not playing it for you, not showing it to you because quite frankly it's just too awful to see and hear. We just wanted to set up for you so you understand what this investigation entails, why they are still here, why there were so many investigators on scene trying to find...
Sounds like he's like held her down and just started stabbing her or something like that. You know, the guy that's telling the story, he shouldn't ever watch him, but he should let everybody else do it because he seems like he got really disturbed by it. Now, yeah, it's disturbing, but I can easily watch those kind of things because we've been doing this stuff for years.
Find out what happened. Now, the California Highway Patrol is the lead investigative agency on this case. It's the Westminster office. So if you know anything, they're still out there looking for whoever is responsible for this. We don't have an identity on the woman who was killed here at this point, but they're still working on it, still on scene, still trying to figure out who was responsible for this. Now, you saw the little bit of the video we did show you there. You can't make out who the person was. It was dark, it was grainy, but it clearly does appear to show something happening there. So investigators working with that, working with other information, trying to track who's ever responsible. Of course, we don't know who's found. Then as the...
Here, let's see if we can figure that part out. So I finally ended up finding the spot. Hold on. It took forever because there's a whole bunch of different Hoovers and Highway 22 crap. But I ended up finding it right here. It took a while. I actually used a couple different names. But there it is. As a matter of fact, it almost looks exactly the same at this point. And this is where they are seen. I'm trying to figure out what we're looking at there, though. If we go back here a little bit, I'll show you where they're at.
We'll do that. Where we're at right now, this is...
I mean, that's literally exactly where I am.
Hoover Street underneath.
See what? So you got that right there, and even that little plate thing, and See, there you go. Right there, there. Slanted hill. Those two trees, so yeah, 100%. Yeah. So that means the tape is right there. And now we just gotta try to figure out where that video is taken from. Let's see. That's right. Boom!
The 22 freeway, it was a video now. You'll see someone raise their arm, and we freeze the video because we don't want to show you the next part.
Yeah, it's weird. It seems like that would have been filming. What if the camera's like right up here or something? I'm sort of wondering if this right there, you know what? I'm betting, I'll bet you that this wall is that wall, and she was found in, you know, he probably killed her off to the side and then threw her into this little canal here. That's my first guess right there. I don't know though. Could also, well, no, it could actually be like this. Right here, right? Hold on. Well, if that's it, then would there be a camera right over here? Because this street view here is 2019.
But after the arm is raised, you see Hoover Street near a canal where a woman's body, a woman we're told was in her 20s. Some video from a little earlier where we're at right now. This is Hoover Street underneath the
yeah, and you can tell they're kind of, you know, the guy's looking down there.
22 freeway. It was at the side of the 22 freeway off of Hoover Street near a canal.
All right, so there's the dumping sign. He's taking a picture probably of her body on the ground. There's be nothing else to be taking pictures of, okay? So there's the sign, and there it is right there. Okay. So that picture, he's taking that, and he's aiming that, like this would be, you know, the gate's open now. Right here, gate's open. And he's taking a shot down there, so it looks like, you know, let's see if we can see it from, I think that's the sign right there. It's probably better just to be in street view then. So I think it's right down in this area her body was. You know, maybe next to that canal, but the stabbing was right there. So now that we can kind of see that.
Now, where a woman's body, a woman we're told was in her 20s or 30s, was found this morning at around 9:30. After it was found, the Westminster police were called, but it was determined it was California Highway Patrol territory, so CHP took over.
Oh.
Since we last reported to you at 3
Oh, and interesting, because then she went walking up here to do something, this lady. Right, watch. So
yeah,
I think that would make sense to where the camera would be. I think it was up here filming down, and that's what they're looking at, the wall there. And he's stabbing her over here. So maybe there's a camera like up on this thing here filming down. I don't know. I don't think they would put a camera here because any sort of street person would just go pick it up, you know, take it and sell it or something. You'd have to be out of the way where it was hard to get. Yeah. So I don't think it would be that one. Let's see. Does it make sense? See, that does look like that could be the fence though. Just looking at that
Last reported to you at 3 p.m. We have seen some video, some surveillance video in the area that appears to show this homicide as it happened. We're not going to show you the video or that portion of the video. Of course, we don't want. Some of it was just too awful to show. But let me set it up for you before into that area picks up. We're going to show you now. We'll do that for you right now. We can show you the video now. You'll see someone raise their arm, and we freeze the video because we don't want to show you the next part. But after the arm is raised, you see repeated strikes to something or someone, and you hear audio of that. We're not playing it for you, not showing it to you because quite frankly it's just too awful to see and hear. We just wanted to set up for you so you understand what this investigation entails, why they are still here, why there were so many investigators on scene trying to find out what happened. Now, the California Highway Patrol is the lead investigative agency on this case. It's the Westminster office. So if you know anything, they're still out there looking for whoever is responsible for this. We don't have an identity on the woman who was killed here at this point, but they're still working on it, still on scene, still trying.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like where I think it might be on this thing right here, maybe. Let me look at that one more time, the angle of the...
to figure out who was too awful to see and hear. We just wanted to set up for you so you understand what this investigation entails, why they are still here, why there were so many investigators on scene
that looks like
trying to find out what happened. Now, the California Highway Patrol is the lead investigator.
Man, I hate shit like that. That's kind of fun to figure it out, though. So let's see. Let's go over here. I guess, what about like this house over here, maybe? Filming across, and it's picking up the... And then you got that. Could definitely be right there. And it's filming the part that you see here could be the other side of the canal, maybe. Because when I was looking at the canal from above, it looked like it could look like that. Although that side doesn't look like that. That side does. But yeah. Weird one. Yes, everybody hit that like button. And by the way, can you guys make sure that you put comments? I know that a lot of you do it more, but we need to have more comments. Like a couple of the later videos, not last night, but the one they get like 8, you know. that doesn't work. I know that I'm so thorough that you don't have any questions at the end, you know. But it'd be cool to actually get more comments. Everyone, I forget to say that a lot. Most YouTubers say, "Hey, and don't forget to leave a comment and hit the like button," that kind of thing. Okay, well, anyways, this is where she was found, right around in this area right here, and she looks like probably stabbed to death. We'll get more information on that, but it's right in that area. All right. There you go. All right, so those are kind of like the update stuff that I was going to talk about. Thank you, Jessica Schubach. I mean, Jessica Schubach. See, I had to keep that guy. I like that little dancing bear for some reason.
I want to see the Chewbacca emoji. Smiley face.
Yeah, I think that one's the Chewbacca. You mean when you put it? I think that's a $10 one. It's 10 or higher. Sorry. Let me see. Let me go to the dashboard really quick. I'm gonna make the music louder for that. Oh wait, maybe I can do it just for you. I'll test it. Here we go. There we go.
Chewbacca?
There you go, just for you.
I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to.
This is a test super chat alert for $10.
There we go. That was a test. Alright. I'm gonna test it again.
Chewbacca? I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to.
This is a test super chat alert for $10.
Alright. That was me, man. I'm gonna make my own animation GIFs for that. Okay. So there was another. Let me go. We're gonna go back in time here. Looks like they made an arrest in a case, but this is back in 1998 in Indiana, Martinsville. Police find 3 bodies in Hammond home pickup. Hammond police suspect. This is an area. Hammond police suspect a drug deal gone bad caused the bludgeoning death of 3 people. Let's see. 3 people whose bodies were found Sunday amid crack pipes and empty plastic bags in a dirty home. Police found the bodies of Elva, Tamez, a woman with prior drug arrests, and 2 men in the living room of the house Tamez shared with her boyfriend on the city north side. Police found the bodies about 11:47 a.m. after one of the victims' mothers received an anonymous phone call saying her son might be in trouble at the house. The 3 victims were bludgeoned to death. 3 of the living room walls were splattered with blood. Wow, man. Cast off, probably just. As was part of the room's ceiling, and police removed several objects that could have been used as weapons. It was definitely severe beating that caused all 3 of their deaths. Police found several pipes commonly used to smoke crack cocaine and small plastic bags with apparent crack residue near the bodies. A crack pipe was found underneath one of the dead men on the sofa. Officer Brian Miller said detectives were looking into a possible drug deal gone bad as a motive in the slayings. He said detectives would not comment on whether they believed more than one suspect was involved. Right. Then, same day, bodies were found amid crack pipe, same story. So this one's the following day. No leads. Police are looking to the public for help in solving Sunday's triple homicide. Detectives have several theories on why the murder occurred, but they decline to speak publicly about the direction the investigation may take. Yes, everybody, hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed, and then hit the notification bell. So you just subscribe, hit that notification bell, and then hit it again. All right. Let me show you how that one works. It's right here. Watch. So you hit the subscribe button, then the bell there, you see, and then the other bell to make it look like that. All right. Sound good? All right. One more time. Subscribe bell, then the all button, so it looks like that. Awesome, huh? Thank you. Yep. This is in Indiana. This is from 1998. Tamez was a Hispanic female with brown hair and brown eyes. She was 5'6" and weighed 120 pounds. At this point, we don't have a lot of leads, they said. Yeah, it says right here. Meanwhile, family members identified one of the dead men Monday morning at a Hammond funeral home. He was Jerod. I think it says Nathiel, but I think it meant, we'll just call him Jerod Hodge, 19. He's only 19 years old. A woman who had sought to identify the 3rd dead man as her son could not make an identification Monday afternoon. So that must mean it was really bad, so badly beaten that she couldn't even say. I mean, that's crazy. No leads in triple murder. So that's her, Elva Tamez. Tamez 36 and 2 men were found brutally beaten to death Sunday morning at a home at, let's see what that looks like. 4604 Torrance Avenue, Hammond, Indiana, right there. Hey, thanks, LM. So right in that house. It's crazy. And you can just tell by looking at it that that's the same house. I'm not sure if I changed that video. I wonder if that's the one where I go. Okay, the spokesman said police want anyone who may have seen her between late Friday night and 6 a.m. Sunday to contact detectives. Tamez was a Hispanic female with brown hair, brown eyes. She was 5'6" and weighed 120 pounds. At this point, we don't have a lot of leads, Miller said. We have also been hampered by not having any investigators, what am I saying? Identification on the third victim. It's very difficult to do a homicide investigation unless investigators have determined who the last in the victim's company and who all the victims are. So it was Jerod. Hodge is the other one. Actually, let me read some of that other stuff. Miller said the third victim was an African American male in his late teens or early 20s, 6'1" and 200 pounds. He had a medium complexion. Are we frozen? Are we still on the air here? Or? Oh, weird. Huh. I'm totally confused. Didn't LM just do a super chat a second ago? Because now everything's gone on my screen. Like everything, all of the chat conversation for the entire show is missing. Other than I can see Jessica Shoebox up there where she says, I want to see Chewy. But didn't LM just put in a super chat? Ah, weird. It just disappeared for me. Type something in, LM. Let me see if I can see it. Oh, that's really weird. She doesn't even show up on the viewer activity, as if she never even sent something in. I mean, that's really confusing. Something weird just happened there. Wow. Let's see, let me try that. Oh yeah, well it looks like it put it in the numbers, but she doesn't show up in the viewer activity. Can you guys see any of her comments? Right, we could all see comments, but she just sort of disappeared. Like just poof. Yeah, I saw the $24.99 one. And I kept waiting. I could see it on my screen, and then the screen froze, and I was wondering, well, why isn't it playing the music? And then I refreshed the screen, and her comment was it was gone. I wonder if she's trying to... If you're out there, LM, and you're listening, maybe try signing out of Google and then back into Google and then commenting. Right, yeah, I don't see her now, but she definitely was there. I saw her. Oh, there she is. Oh, so LM is right there. Huh. That's so weird. Your super chat image went away. I think it went through, though. I'm just adding up mathematically in my head over here. Let's see. Yeah, definitely went through. So I don't know. Really strange. So you guys can't see LM? Some of you can't see her, huh? It's bizarre. Interesting. Okay, you can now. Okay. Alright, there you go. Alright, anyways, let's go back to this. I don't know what happened to that super chat, though. She didn't even get the music. Well, thank you anyways, LM, and maybe later I'll have to try to remember, because now it doesn't show up on the screen that I would normally read it from. Weird. Okay, so meanwhile, family members identified one of the dead men Monday morning at a Hammond funeral home. He was Jerod Hodge. And then, okay, all three victims were found near drug paraphernalia. And on the 21st, slaying victim identified. Police have identified the third victim of a triple homicide as a teenager from Calumet City, Illinois. Timothy Ross, 18. Was identified by his relatives Tuesday. He and Tamez, 36, of Hammond, and Jerod Hodge, 18. So, two 18-year-olds and a 36-year-old were found bludgeoned to death in a house Sunday. The bodies were found amid crack pipes. Okay, and then a teenager was third victim of homicide. So it's similar to the last article. Now, amazingly, a case that you'd think police would put low on their back burner just because it's drug related. A pair charged in 1998 Hammond triple murder cold case. Oh man. Thanking new DNA technology, the Hammond police on Wednesday announced two men have been charged in the death of a woman and two teens in 1998. James H. Higgison III, 51, was arrested in Hammond, and David L. Copley Jr., 46, was arrested in Franklin. So these guys were, like 24, and he was probably, 26, 27 at the time. Both have been charged with murder and murder during the commission of a robbery. A release from Hammond, Lieutenant Steve Kellogg said. The pair are accused in the January 18, 1998 bludgeoning death of Elva Tamez, 36, Jerod Hodge, 18, and Timothy Ross, 16. So he wasn't Timothy Ross was 16, not 18. At Tamez's home in the 4600 block of Torrance Avenue. So it's right there. 4604 Torrance Avenue. Charges were presented against Higginson and Copley at the time of the original indictment, but due to the evidence that could be obtained at the time, charges were not accepted, a news release said. Now, with the presence of modern DNA testing, all evidence was again presented to the Lake County Prosecutor's Office, along with recently uncovered DNA evidence, and the charges were accepted, the release said. Let's see. Let's see if it gives any kind of... Hammond police went to the home after one victim's mother told them she received an anonymous call. I want to know the why, though. Like, what was the motive? What were they doing there? Were they just trying to rob the drugs? That's kind of a letdown. So that's the allowed picture at the police. I'm pretty sure they're going to tell you, hey, you need to open your eyes, clown. I mean, make sure you have your eyes open, right? Doesn't that seem more likely? Thanks, Ashley. And Oogla Boogla Freak. Yep, everybody, if you're in the lowest tier, the $1.99 one, I'm going to be on the first. I'm switching it so that the $4.99 is the lowest one. Okay. I've explained it multiple times. I don't know if you missed it. I apologize. Yeah. All right. Well, those are kind of like the shorter update cases. Now we're going to get on to the one. I mean, I'm not sure if I can even finish this one. Well, we'll see how it goes, but it's, you know, let me just show you on the screen here. Look at that. You know, that's one of the longest ones we've ever done. Okay. I don't know where Zozo is. She usually shows up for a minute. She's been pretty busy. She's on vacation. Crikey! I know. And they're all long, too. So I don't even know, you know, where we're going to end here. So we'll just get started here. I'm going to take my picture off the screen. Makes it easier. Now she's on her way home. Okay. How dare her? I bet she's finding a way to listen right now. Right, Zozo? Come on. You know you're listening. She's in the car and... I'm just kidding. Oh, well, thanks, Jimmy. Yeah, it's pretty difficult because what I have to do is I have to look... see, there you go. I have to look it all up, right? I have to look everything up, and then I try to put it on a map. This case here, though, I haven't put it on a map yet because it turned out where there was just so many things. So I'm going to make the folder now, though. No, I had it right. There you go. So this is 1958. See, I told you she was there. Yep. I knew it. Can't fool me. Can't fool me.
Chewbacca? Oh, I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to.
And I found this one. I just randomly typed in like an unsolved case from 1955 to 1975. And it popped up and I was like, And then it turns out it still hasn't been solved. So I thought, well, hell, let me take a look at it. And it turns out to be... Listen, I'm going to tell you that I think that this case might be the most detailed reporting case that I've ever seen. Just looking at, you know, glancing down the article just at what they were going to be talking about. So I'm kind of excited to read it just to... I don't know how simple it's going to be to put things together or what, you know, but it almost feels like, you know, it might need a flow chart or something. Dagnabbit. All right, are you guys ready to go? All right. Well, here we go. Woman's body found by mate. Hey, look at that. They said the word mate in 1958 over here. Nobody does that now, though. That's Australia. Except they say might. Just kidding, just kidding. All right, a woman's body found by mate on north side. A 41-year-old housewife found dead late yesterday in the bathtub of her north side home, was murdered, according to a coroner's opinion, returned after an autopsy. It's weird, he must have changed his mind at some point. Thanks, Lee D. Oh, I think that's going to do it. Let's see. That's so weird. I wonder what happened to LM's one. It just sort of... LM as in Element Open. Man, we actually had an Element Open last night. Wait, what happened to it? Oh, wow, look at that. I got rid of it. Well, I'll do it for you. Hold on a second. Shit. Oh, man. What in the hell? Here, let me show you. Here, I'll show you guys what it looks like on Streamlabs, right? Here, let me get to the dashboard over here. And then you go to the alert boxes. And then you have to go down to super chats. And then I have variants here. And it says when a super chat amount is at least 10, you get the Chewbacca one. So I don't know why that didn't play right there. Doesn't make any sense. But here's what I'll do is oops. I'll play it for you. I don't know why it didn't do that, but doesn't make any sense. Let me see. I don't want to screw it up for people who want to do that. Yeah, and so did you get this one? No, look it. See, that other one should have been less too. Like, well, this one's 20 and above, so LMs would have got this one. Yeah. So it should have been that for LM, right? And you can see it on my screen. I'm hitting the test for $10 at
This
least
is a test
10.
super chat alert for $20.
So there you go. There you go. There you go, Lee D.
Chewbacca?
I'm doing it for you
I'll be
anyway.
Chewbacca if you want me to.
This is a test super chat alert for
Okay.
$10.
Now I think this is the one with the... No? It's not. Weird. I don't even know which one has the... Is it this one? Oh, at least 5. Yeah, so that's the dancing baby one. I don't know why it did that for you. Anyways, sorry. I don't know where Cairo is. But anyways, I'm going to get on this. He listens. He just doesn't comment as much. The dead woman, Mrs. Malvina Krutz of 5268. So now we're just going to do that. So I've got her right there. And go to 5268 Gil for there it is. I believe this is in, yeah, it's also in Indianapolis, Indiana. So right there, I have a feeling it's going to be the same. There won't be any, it won't be a new house. Yeah. Wait, what does that say? Yeah, 5268. That looks like that's been there, right? I mean, the rocks and everything. Just the way it looks. I think that's the same house. And actually, we'll be able to tell here in a little bit. I don't think they have a picture of the house, but they did put a floor plan of an actual diagram of the crime scene in one of the articles. The dead woman, Miss Malvina Krutz of 5268 Guilford Avenue was discovered lying submerged in the tub of her by her husband, Charles E. Krutz, 48, when he returned from work shortly before 5 p.m. As sales manager of Southern Transportation Company. The coroner, Dr. Roy B. Storms, stated. She definitely drowned, and she had a blow above the left eye. I don't think she fell into the tub. I think it was murder. She had abrasions on her lip, a small cut. She either struck something or somebody struck her. I think somebody struck her. So he's not really sure at this point. A suspect was questioned at police headquarters last night but released. Other circumstances, which Storms and homicide detectives said point strongly to murder, are that there were 2 pillows with blood on them. So this might be one of those really interesting ones where, you know, people can put stuff together, you know. 2 pillows with blood on them were found on the in the bedroom. They appear to have been placed on the floor as a pallet. Like laying flat on the ground, and then you put... that's interesting. There were indications that the woman's body had been on the pillows. That's what I was thinking. Okay. A pair of soggy, wet woman's Torador pants were found in the bedroom of her son. They were torn, as was a light jacket still on the body. Yeah, it sounds like somebody tried to sexually attack her and then maybe drown her in the tub at the end. Thanks, Linda Howe, as in Linda Moldenhow of the Cattle Mutilations and Crop Circles. I should just make a sound effect for that. Well, yeah, I'm sure it's murder, because that's why I'm covering it. The bathtub was full to its overflow valve. The water was warm, but the spigot was turned off. So, yeah, there you go. There you go. See, that proves it there, too.
Awesome.
See,
freaks.
Here we go. I mean, this is a really...
Alien, flying saucer, circle.
Thank you. See, that's how you can tell right here that the reporting it's crazy. Like that kind of detail right there. Nobody has that now, right? So that there means that the spigot was turned off. So it's very unlikely at that point that she fell on her own. It's almost, well, it's weird because the spigot was turned off, but then it was filled to the overflow level. Like it was really full. And I don't know, and then she gets in there, and then it's interesting. So it was turned off. Most people would have it turned off before you get, you fill up the tub to a certain level, and then you get in it, right? But the water was still warm, so it was pretty recent. While these points indicated foul play, I don't think that the bathtub was full to its overflow valve. The water was warm, but the spigot was turned off. I don't think that there points to... If the water was still running and it was... Well, yeah. I mean, that would be closer chance of maybe being an accident if the water was running, I think. Because it was like... Ah, man, that's a weird one. So far we've got 2 pillows. And they were, let's see, where were those again? 2 pillows with blood on them were found in the bedroom. They appear to have been placed on the floor as a pallet, and she was laid on that. There were indications that the woman's body had been on the pillows. So, was this after she died and then he put her there later? A pair of soggy, wet women's Torador pants were found in the bedroom of her son. So that's weird too. They were torn, as was a light jacket still on the body. Okay, hold on. I think we need to like do some kind of a. This one's got too much stuff. Let me. Or not too much. I don't mind it. So let's do the facts. Let's try something new here. So we'll say. So these are all bullet pointed anyways. 2 pillows, side by side, with blood, in bedroom. Okay. There were indications that the woman's body was on pillows. A pair of soggy, wet pants found in son's bedroom. And then the bathtub was full to its overflow valve. Water was warm. Spigot was turned off. Okay. All right. Well, there we go. So now we'll just always be able to refer back to this. All right. Okay. We got that. While these points indicated foul play. Okay, and it was also, what was it? Husband came home at 5. Came home. Definitely drowned. It's right there. Husband Charles E. Krutz, 48. When he returned home from work shortly before 5. Okay. Home just before 5. Alright. And up here it's murdered according to coroner. The dead woman was discovered lying submerged in the tub by her husband. Okay. While these points indicated foul play, police said no motive was evident. The dead woman's husband said all money and jewelry in the house was accounted for. Her purse containing money was found hanging on the knob of the dining room door. Okay. Purse containing money hanging on dining room door. Storm said no evidence of rape has been discovered, although more tests may be conducted. 2 women told police inspector William Haig they saw a man run from the Krutz house and drive away in Miss Krutz's 1955 Buick. Okay, so then witness saw man run from house and drive away in Mrs. I mean, this article right here has more information than about 90% of the articles that come out today. Mrs. Krutz's 1955 Buick. Okay. They were Mrs. Mildred Warning. Let's see where that is. So now we can get the. See, this is crazy, man. Oh man, we're only on that first PDF file, by the way. That's what I'm saying. This one might take a day or two, maybe. Okay, 5029. And it was 2 women that saw this. So 2 witnesses. 2 women witnesses. Are you guys still having fun? Are you interested? Oh, cool. Awesome. Awesome, Amanda. That's good stuff. All right. Justice for DJ. Wee-hee-hoo. That's what I'm talking about. Of course, you did. You're the main one, but it's so cool that, like, we all kind of, helped out, get something done. Yeah, no problem. Well, thank you. That's awesome. Very cool. Very cool. I'm glad that I was able to play a role.
Thank you, Gray and family, for all your help and support.
How did she see it? Had gone to the house. Oh, so these are her friends, I guess. Weird. So they were just heading over there. Okay, so let's put that in there. This is Mildred. Warning is her name. Kind of a weird last name. And then the other friend lives at 155 East 49th Street. No, that's not going to work. Let's try that again. I typed it in wrong. It's 1555. There we go. Wait, 49? Yeah, so she was right there, even a little closer. And this is, her name is Florence. Florence and Mildred. And her last name was Kubert. Well, it must be a good feeling, Justice for DJ, that or Amanda, that somebody's finally listening. You finally got a prosecutor. I mean, I tell you what, man, just again, play him. I'm sure you've seen it by now, because that's probably how, I mean, the guy that called me up, the investigator, they'd watched my video, right? When you watch that one, there's no chance in hell that it's an accident. And in fact, it actually points very strongly at a, some kind of a, I don't know if you could put murder, as 100% provable, but you could definitely put something like reckless homicide, right? Because he literally, brought that gun to the scene, and, he pulls it out and it's loaded. Right, that's what I'm saying. Everybody knows that. If you want, I mean, I swear to God, if anybody out there that watched the video that I made, if you come out of that thinking it's a suicide, you're an idiot. Okay, I mean, just literally, technically, an idiot. Like, I mean, I would actually use that as a barometer of a. I know some people don't like that word, but man, that's an absolute truth there. Some people didn't have the interrogation information prior, though, so once you see that, then you know. Yeah, the Emmy's an idiot no matter how you look at it. So, all right, well, good news. Excellent. Yeah, that's right. It said boom! Remember that guy? Yeah, jeez. All right, so where are we at? You guys all have everything in your head where we're at right now on this? So the husband comes home at right before 5, finds his wife in the tub. And we don't. I know how she was in the tub because I read something later, but She was found in the tub. Malvina Krutz. And then I guess a couple of these friends, Mildred Warning here, and well, actually, it's this home over here. Florence Kubert and Mildred Warning went over to the house here, and when they went to the house, they saw a guy get into Malvina's vehicle and drive away. I'm going to change that to... Okay, so two women told police inspectors, William Hague, they saw a man run from the Krutz house and drive away in Miss Krutz's 1955 Buick. Saw a man run from the house and drive. Okay. Miss Warning said they had earlier plans to visit Miss Krutz. She said she phoned Miss Krutz at 12:45 p.m. to confirm the meeting. She said a man answered the telephone. Oh boy. But in the background, she heard Miss Krutz say, "Tell her not to pick me up today." Huh. God, wow, that's weird. Okay. Mrs. Krutz called Mrs. Krutz called Malvina at 12:45, and a man answers. That's some crazy shit right there. And here's Malvina say, "Tell her not to pick me up today." Okay. The woman made the visit anyway. And so I wonder what time that was when they went there. Because that would be a lot earlier than the husband got there. And if the guy had left, how was the water in the tub? I guess the water would still stay pretty warm, you know, for a while. The body's 98 degrees, and if the water was warmer than that, then that would cool down, and then eventually, you know, it might take a while to cool a bathtub down. So I could see I could still be warm to a touch even hours later, I guess. The woman made the visit anyway and saw the man run from the house and then drive north on Guilford and then west. Okay, let's see. Wow. Can you believe how much detail is just in that one article? All right. So north on Guilford, that means he was going this direction. Just like this. North on Guilford. And then west on 52nd Street, which is... Well, 52nd is here. How's that possible? You mean south on... West on 52nd. Wait. Then drive north on Guilford. Am I backwards? No. Well, if you drove north, I think they mean 53rd, right? I mean, how could it be 52nd? If you drive, well, it's either one, but you can't see here, right? So if the witnesses were here and saw her drive south, see how the road bends, you wouldn't know what direction they went. So I'm going to guess that there's an error in the article, and they're saying that drove the 53rd and then went west. So like that. That makes sense. That's sort of like, you know, just using logic. No, I just explained it to you, CSI. I don't need your help, though. Thank you. Can't stand that shit. Oh, man. All right. So there you go. I'm going to stick with this until later, unless something else changes. Yeah. All right. Because their house is right there. If you go north on Guilford, this is Guilford. It's this direction. And that's a west that you could easily see. If you went this way, it's not. It's definitely going to be 53rd. Well, it's not. Well, I don't think you're correct. Even if you live. Oh yeah, you live everywhere that everybody lives. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. Well, let me just tell you this. It's 53rd. Okay, 52nd's down here. The article has at least one error in it, no matter what you're going to tell me. Okay, because if this is the house right there and it says north on Guilford, that means it's this direction, right? And then it says, and then west on 52nd. Well, here's the thing. If you're on this street right here and you drive south on Guilford, right? How would they even see that the car turned west? You can't. Okay, so we know that the article has an error and it's 53rd Street. That's what I'm trying to talk about. There's at least one error. It's either it's either south and then west on 52nd, or it's north and west on 53rd, which makes a hell of a lot more sense because it's right in front of their face. Down here, they wouldn't sit there and keep watching a car, even if this was a straight road. I don't know if they would have kept staring at it and then seen it turn west, right? Does that make sense? All right, great. All right, so Miss Warning and Miss Kubert went to the back door. See, I think through stuff, you know, before I'm saying it, so I don't. That's what I'm saying. It gets frustrating. Miss Warning and Miss Kubert went to the back door. Police were told, found slightly ajar. Okay, so Miss Warning and Miss Kubert went to the back door. Police were told, found it slightly ajar. Okay, so the back door. Let me add some more to that. The car went north on Guilford. Then west on, I'm going to say 53rd. If it changes, if they fix it later, I'll let you, you know. One of those things is wrong. It's either south and west on 52nd, or it's north and west on 53rd. And then the next part is Miss Warning and Miss Kubert went to the back door. Police were told. So the back door, the witnesses went to the back door and the door was ajar. Yeah, let's see. Wrote Miss, but it's 1958. 20 minutes, wrote Miss Krutz a chiding note. Okay, let me. Oh, jeez. Man, look at this weird details that's in this. Miss Warning, kind of a strange name, and Miss Kubert went to the back door. Police were told, found it slightly ajar, and entered. They waited in the living room about 20 minutes, and then wrote Mrs. Krutz a chiding note and left when she failed to appear. Wow, so they sat in the house for 20 minutes while she's in the bathtub dead. That's insane. So witnesses sat in the living room for 20 minutes, wrote a nasty note, then left. And then so that would mean that Mrs. Krutz was dead the entire time they were sitting there. Okay. And now we're going. Now, hey, guess what, everybody? We're making it to page 2. Isn't that exciting? Well, anyway, I know you're just trying to help CSI, but you're throwing me off because you weren't listening to the information that I was saying. I was trying to get out that 2 of them are wrong. The most likely one that's wrong is the street number because of the way the road bends like that. No, I don't want your CSI, okay? So I'm going to have to put you on timeout now because now you're being one of those idiots. So good luck wherever you came from, all right? All right, let's see. We've got the 1A. I don't know if this one had the second page. Let me just check really quick. Yeah, hold on. I might have to go. I don't know where that second page went. I want to make sure I got the rest of that article to look like it was pretty good. Malvina Krutz, Admore, paper location, Indiana, and it was 1958. January 30th, 1958. Alright. And I think it was in the Palladium, let's see, Palladium item. Not that one. That's not the one I wanted. So it's the Indianapolis Star. That's what this is. And okay, good. So this is the one I think we just read, and at the bottom it went to page 5. And there's more information here. Oh, and I think we even have a picture of the house. Maybe it was updated a little bit. No, I'm glad we went to this page. So now I got more. I'm only on the second page of the document. Hold on. Got to save this out now. Sorry, guys. Are you guys still there? You're so quiet. Now, you guys are always saying what's in there. What I don't like is when I'm trying to explain something and then it's throwing people off. You know, that's the part that doesn't work. Yeah, we're always trying to figure stuff out. Oh, boy. Okay. Well, here was the second page. So it ended down here. Miss Warning, okay, left when she failed to appear. And then it says the couple left a boy's coat for Miss Krutz's son. So they left a coat. So, you know, witnesses left a coat for son of Krutz. Okay. William Haig said the dead woman's son, Charles Leland Krutz, 9, was the last person known to have seen the woman alive. He saw her just before leaving for school yesterday morning, he said. He returned from school 55 for lunch at noon. His mother in the bathroom at the time told him to eat a sandwich. Okay, so we need that part in there. Son saw mother at, let's see, it was noon, right? Lunch at noon after coming home from school 55 for lunch. She was in the bathroom at the time. Okay, about the time, told him to eat a sandwich prepared on the kitchen table. Police said she was quoted as adding, Don't worry about the route. I'll take care of it this afternoon. She did not come out of the bathroom. So like a paper route, maybe? Okay. And then she also said she would take care of his route. That makes sense, right? Like a paper route, right? I know, it's crazy, Jamie, how much information. I know, don't you wish it was like this? But the problem is these days they don't actually, they don't give any information to the reporters. It's ridiculous. All right, so that was probably a paper route. Don't worry about the route. I'll take care of it this afternoon. Police said Charles went back to school, returning home again after classes at 3:45. Wow. So he... Well, then, okay. So that means the friends must have came over there as well, right around that 12:30 time that was mentioned. All right, so then at 3:35, Charles, put the son, returns home from school. Man, I've already got like 20 different facts already. The boy's father told reporters he arrived at about 5 p.m. and found his son watching television. Asked him, "Hey, where's your mother?" The boy was quoted as saying he thought she was out delivering the papers. So there you go. So it was papers, right? Okay, and then so son watched TV thinking mom was delivering the papers when the father came home. I knew this was going to be like this. It was really complicated. Then said the Krutz boy, added, "I don't like the looks of the bedroom." That's a weird statement. Krutz took a look throughout the house and discovered his wife's body in the bathtub, police said. She was lying face up, her body twisted but fully submerged. Okay. So, son said he doesn't like the looks of the bedroom. So had he already been in there? Or is he talking about the wet pants on his floor? I don't know. And so she was, husband found her on the floor. I'm just going to do this until there's, we're going to get repetitive here. Husband found her in the tub, face up. Body was still rather warm. Body was twisted but fully submerged. Face up, twisted, fully submerged. Body still warm. But the water could have kept her warm, Yeah, he might have gone into there already. Storm said the body was still rather warm when he arrived for investigation. So, twisted and submerged. Storms said the body was still rather warm when he arrived for the investigation. So it wasn't investigators found the body. Investigator Storm found... Okay, it's still warm. Behind the kitchen door leading to the basement, and let's see, the body was not stiff, so rather warm when he arrived for the investigation. Water on the tub was lukewarm. The body was not stiff, so that means, I think rigor mortis is like, 4 to 6 hours, something like that. Behind the kitchen door leading to the basement and the backyard. Oh my God, Zozo agrees, everybody. It's true now, we can just stop. Behind the kitchen door leading to the basement and the backyard, police found a blood-stained towel. Okay, so behind the kitchen door leading to the basement and the backyard. I see. Yeah, I know how those work. Police found a blood-stained towel Bloodstained towel found by back door. You guys know I'm just goofing around. She always does that. I'm not even sure if she wasn't doing that just to repeat what all of you guys said. So mean. Well, look it. You got 2 of you said I was so mean. So now I guess that means I am in jail now. If just one, you know, the Lee D's was really short, you know. Conspiracy? What was that? A conspiracy theory? Darn it. Is that a rap? Gray's a note taker, map maker, case tracer. Don't you mess around with the... Is that what it is? Oh, hey, but you... Look it. Chrissy already put in the bail money. So, Lee D, I'm out because yours was a little less. Now, had you put that in there... Anyways, thanks, Chrissy and Lee D. Oh, I just turned on the chat thing. Hopefully it caught some of it. Oh, sorry. Anyways, thank you, Lee D and Chrissy. All right. Yeah, this is... So he said, I don't like the looks of the bedroom. The boy, Charles Krutz, said, I don't... There it is, it worked. I don't know why.
I'll be Chewbacca if you want.
Coffee and a cinnamon roll.
All right. Thanks, Carolina T. I'll be doing well on the ride home. Not sure why that one worked and the other one didn't, but... Oh, you sent that 3 minutes before that? Wow, that's crazy, Chrissy. Anyways, we'll count yours as bail. Or Carolina T's. So that worked too. Hey, Gene, let's just go with what they're saying, okay? I mean, you always type in the things that are just really, you know. Hey, everybody, guess what? It probably not the son's actual words, but close, okay? Should really help us out there. Yeah, I'm just going to go with what he's saying here, and if it was different, we're never going to get to know that. And it won't matter because we'll never get to know what the actual words were. Right? So, I don't like the looks of the bedroom, he said. Krutz took a look through the house and discovered his wife's body in a bathtub. Police said she was lying face up, her body twisted but fully submerged. Storm said the body was still rather warm when he arrived for the investigation. Water in the tub was lukewarm. The body was not stiff. Behind the kitchen door leading to the basement and the backyard, police found a blood-stained towel. In the master bedroom, one pillow had been placed on the floor between the bed and the wall. Okay, so one pillow. One pillow had been placed on the floor between the bed and the wall. As for a pallet, said Storm. Okay, so now I have to go back, and I thought there was 2 pillows. So, one pillow. That's weird. That seems so opposite of what they said. One pillow between bed and wall with blood. Okay. The other pillow... Oh, there was another pillow. The other pillow was on the floor near the foot of the bed. Okay. One pillow by the foot of the bed. Both had mucus stains on them in addition to blood stain. Oh, so probably semen, right? I think that's probably what they were trying to... One pillow on the foot of the bed. Both with mucus stains and blood. Come on, Gene, you're supposed to give me another comment like, well, we don't know for sure if that was semen. It could have been... That's what I'm going to guess it is, though. What about you? All right, the stains on them, addition to blood spots. And then it says, Miss Mary... I think it adds right here. Owen, of a 49-year-old. Let me do this now. At 52, 64, Guilford Avenue. That's going to be right next to there. Yeah, right there. Describe the dead woman as a typical... let's see. And her name is... Mrs. Owen. Okay. So, let me put this back over here. She's a typical Southern of warm and friendly nature. Miss Krutz had a back ailment, friend said. Haig said an alarm is out for Mrs. Krutz's car, a 1955 Buick hardtop, painted two-tone, white over gray. So I guess I need that in there now. So he drove away in the 1955 Buick, which is hardtop, painted two-tone. White over gray. And I guess we can license AL-4262. Yeah. Services for Miss Krutz are to be arranged by... Okay, so we got through... Hey, everybody, we got through the first newspaper. Come on, Gene. You're like, we're like Skipper and Gilligan, right? You can be Skipper if you want. I'll be the one that goes, doop! Or you can be Gilligan. Whichever one, okay? Gilligan, little buddy. Skipper. Right? So look at the, look at all of these separate facts in that one freaking article. Isn't that crazy? Husband Charles was home at 5 o'clock. One pillow between the bed and wall with blood in the bedroom. Also had mucus on it. One pillow by the foot of the bed. And again, both had mucus and blood on it. The woman's body was at one time placed on those pillows. That was what the evidence was, that mucus. I think that was semen. Wet pants found in son's bedroom. Bathroom was full to its overflow valve. The water was warm. The spigot was turned off. Purse containing money hanging on the dining room door. Two women witnesses saw the man run from the house and drive away in Miss Krutz's 1955 Buick hardtop, painted two-tone white over gray, license AL4262. Miss Krutz called Malvina at 12. Let's see, I don't think it was Miss Krutz. It was the other neighbor. I'll get that in a minute. She called Malvina and a man answered, and here's Malvina say, "Tell her not to pick me up today." And then the witness saw the person in the vehicle head north on Guilford and then turn west on 53rd, in my opinion. Yeah, either that or it went south and west on 52nd. Okay? But you wouldn't be able to see 52nd because the road jogs, and the witnesses wouldn't have been able to tell if they had turned east or west. So that's why I'm almost positive it's going to be 53rd. The witnesses went back to the back door, and it was ajar. The witnesses sat in the living room for 20 minutes, wrote a nasty note because she was supposed to be there for them, and then they left. Miss Krutz was dead the entire time that they were sitting there. Witnesses left a coat for... son. You know what's weird is the son was just there before the two neighbors. So let's see. So the son saw... Son saw mother at noon after coming home from school 55 for lunch. She was in the bathroom at the time. She also said she would take care of his route. And then at 3:35, Charles, the son, again, he came home from school, so she was murdered in between probably like 1 o'clock and 3:35 so far. He returns home from school. The son was, he started watching television, and he was watching TV, and then the father comes home. And then the son says, I don't like the look of the bedroom. And the husband found her in the tub face up. Her body was twisted but fully submerged. Investigator Storm found the body still warm. Blood-stained towels found in the back door. So the body was found warm and not stiff. Blood-stained towel found by the back door. Let me get that one part with the neighbors again. I think it was Mary. Describe the woman. I can't remember which neighbor it was that. I think it's on the first page, right? I just want to get the right name on there. I know I'm doing this slower than normal because there's so much data. I could just tell that it's not one of those things we can just gonna all remember as we go through it. Miss Warning and Miss Kubert. Okay, so it was right there. Miss Krutz. Miss Warning said they had earlier plans to visit. Miss Krutz said, Mrs. Krutz plans to visit Miss Krutz, and then she said she phoned Miss Krutz, so it was Mrs. Warning who called her. So Mrs. Warning called Malvina. Okay, there we go. All right, everybody, now we're on to Article 2. Bathtub slayer of housewife is being hunted. Police searched Thursday for the bathtub slayer of Mrs. Malvina Krutz, 41-year-old Indianapolis housewife. Her body was found submerged in the tub by her husband Charles Krutz, 41. Coroner Dr. Roy B. Storms said she definitely drowned, and she had a blow above the left eye. I don't think she fell into the tub. I think she was murdered. There needed to be ED, or it was a murder, excuse me. She had abrasions on her lip, a small cut. She either struck something or something struck her. I think somebody struck her. Police found 2 pillows with blood on them in the bedroom and a blood-stained towel behind the kitchen door. Also, the officers noted a pair of soggy, wet women's trousers in the bedroom of her son. So it could be that that's what he was talking about, the son, but maybe not. He might have seen his mom in the tub and he just sat there and watched TV, which is kind of strange, actually. They were torn, as was... 9 years old, you're old enough to realize something really bad's happened. And I don't know if you would just kind of go back and watch television. That's a little odd. If he'd seen her body. Now, if he'd seen just the wet pants in his room, he might have thought, wow, the room looks a little weird. 2 neighbor women said they saw a man run from the north side Krutz home and drive away in Miss Krutz's 1955 Buick car as they were about to pay her a call. The car is still missing. One of them, Miss Mildred Warning, said she phoned Miss Krutz at 12:45 p.m. and a man answered the phone. She said she heard Miss Krutz say, "Tell her not to pick me up today." The son, Charles Leland Krutz, 9, apparently was the last person known to have seen her mother just before leaving her for school. He said his mother was in the bathroom and told him to eat a sandwich prepared on the kitchen table when he came home for lunch. The boy said his mother added, "Don't worry about your paper route. I'll take care of it this afternoon." I think this is definitely going to be on the Nefarious. I'm working on another one right now, but this is going to be on that channel. Krutz said his son was watching television when he came home and told his father he thought Miss Krutz was out delivering his newspapers. And that's an indication right there that he didn't see his mom in the bathtub. Okay, don't you guys think now that we look at it, why would his son think his mom, why would he think his mom is out delivering the papers if he saw her floating in the bathtub, right? So it's more that he saw, because I think it would be really strange for a 9-year-old to go watching TV seeing your mom floating face up in a bathtub. Okay, I think it's more likely that he saw the wet pants in his own bedroom and said, "Oh, it was weird." Or he looked in the room, saw the pillows, and thought that looked strange. I don't think he ever saw her body. What do you guys think? It's hard to make that make sense. Yeah, that would have been horrible for him to have seen that, Gene. That fits. He comes home, her car is gone. Yep, exactly. Because it was driven away. You know what's something that's kind of strange? Oh, you know what's... Here's what it is, though. It's like when the car got driven away by this guy, why would they write a nasty note? I'm just saying, I know it has nothing... They're not the killers, right? But you saw the car driving away, and she wasn't in it, right? Because you saw a guy run to the car and drive away. Now, maybe they assumed she was in the passenger seat, and they just didn't see it. Then they went into the house anyways, which is weird because you see her car driving away, and you thought it was so weird that you went around the back of the house to see the door ajar, and then you write her a nasty note for not showing up, instead of thinking, oh my God, something bad's happened. It's like not really thinking too clearly there. Krutz said he looked throughout the house. Krutz said his son was watching television when he came home and told his father he thought Mrs. Krutz was delivering his newspapers. "I don't like the looks of the bedroom," he said. Krutz said he looked throughout the house and found his wife's body in the tub, lying face up. The body was twisted but fully submerged. Officers, however, could find no motive for the crime. Yeah, well, sometimes there isn't one, you see, other than what a psycho has. Krutz said all money and jewelry in the house was accounted for, and her purse containing money was found hanging on the knob of a dining room door. Dining room door, and all jewelry, and what was the other word? Money and jewelry was accounted for. Okay. Miss Mary Owens, 49, a neighbor, said the victim had a back ailment, but was of a warm, friendly nature. Okay. So back ailment. And it says, a missing automobile was sought today in a police investigation of the strange death of Miss Malvina Krutz, 41, whose body was found in a bathtub. An autopsy was ordered to determine whether Miss Krutz's wife, of a trucking company sales manager, drowned or died of other causes, and to determine if the possible whether death was accidental, suicide, or murder. I don't know. I mean, isn't it kind of obvious given... I mean, this is one of those things where you go to the crime scene, you see 2 different pillows with blood on them, and then a towel with blood on it, and then a body, drowned in a tub. I think it sort of makes that... Well, it's possible, given the injuries that have been described, that's when the other information that... See, that's why medical examiners sometimes need the other information, because the other evidence could point to explaining something as a homicide instead of an accident based on all the other circumstantial information. Although it's, Yeah, I think that part when he said, I think when the son came home from lunch, I don't think the killer was there. Well, it's possible that the killer was there when the son came home. Definitely possible. And that she just said, hey, yeah, your sandwich is out there. And he didn't say anything, and the son ate, and then he left. Because most moms would come out of the room to see their kid at lunchtime, right? So he could have even been there at that point. And then at 12:35, the friend called, and then they went over there. So I'm going to say around 1-ish. They both got over to the house, maybe 1:15. And then they see this guy running, which is crazy then, because whatever time it was that they saw him running, that's the window between the time that... Because the son heard her voice. So between the time the son heard the voice and the time you see this guy running and getting into a car and driving away, that is the window. And I'm going to guess that that's going to be, like a 40-minute time frame. And he might have been there a lot earlier than that, right? He could have got there at 8 in the morning. Or, not 8, 10 in the morning or something. And had been there for a long time. And... this person just kept assaulting her over and over again. And she may have even known him. And that's why maybe at the end he killed her. But at the same time, he could just be an absolute, just a sociopathic serial killer type, that just found a woman at home alone and did what he felt like doing. Psycho. I don't think so. I don't think it was an affair. Because it didn't sound like the affair went wrong. It sounds like if it was an affair, then they were sitting there and twice, they used the pillows. I don't know. I just think that's a possibility. I just don't think it's that likely. I will say that, that's definitely possible. It crossed my mind for a moment, but it's like, I just went, yeah. But, like we know, like we say, things happen. Yeah, 1958. The couple's 9-year-old son, Charles, told authorities his mother was in the bathroom when he came home from school for lunch. He said she called to him to eat a meal prepared and on the table and did not leave the bathroom while he was home. See, there you go. See, that's weird, right? I mean, it takes a while to eat a sandwich and have lunch and a drink. If you're just in the bathroom, you're going to come out. But she's like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to come out. Go, eat the sandwich. Now, what's interesting, though, is this. If the killer was there earlier, how in the hell did she make a sandwich to put on the table, right? Like, did she say, hey, listen, my son's going to come home. Let me just make a sandwich. You can take me back here. And when he comes home, I mean, that might have been a conversation that they had. But think about the whole sandwich scenario here. Did you look that up in the encyclopedia, Gene? Who the hell knows? Hey, look at the... but just think about that for a minute, the whole sandwich aspect. I think the sandwich part, the sandwich story is an interesting aspect. Because, I mean, did she just make the sandwich maybe at 11:45? Right? And then the guy broke in the house right around that time, had her in the bedroom, and the sandwich was ready to go? Or did he let her make the sandwich? You know, that's a crazy part. If we are to believe that the guy is already in the bedroom with her, right? So that means she could have made it early knowing he's going to come home. And then that gives us a better time frame. Because here's what you know. It's not like this guy breaks in the house and she's going to be making a sandwich unless she asked to be able to do it to cover it up. No, Zozo, that didn't happen. Jesus. Oh, my God. Yeah, Jesus. Wow. That guy made the sandwich. Yeah. So maybe he made the sandwich. But what I'm getting at with the sandwich is it gives you a better time frame. Nobody's going to make a sandwich an hour before and let it sit there, right? Because it was out on the counter, it sounds like. Yeah, see, it's right there. Eat a meal that was prepared on the table, right? So he's going to be home at noon. I would imagine maybe at 11:45 she makes the sandwich, puts it out there. So I think there's this short time frame where the son could have accidentally intercepted the guy. Yeah, I mean, that's possible, Jennifer. That's what I was saying a minute ago. That maybe she said, listen, my son's going to come home and he's going to wonder, can I make a sandwich? And I'll just yell from the room. That's what I said a minute ago. So I think it's one of those two. Who cares what was in the sandwich? I think that was a joke. I guarantee it. I think that was one of those sarcastic jokes. Yeah. Well, I think it had tuna fish and broccoli sprinkles. We're just not sure. I'll get back to you on that one. Okay, I'll tell you what. If it was a grilled cheese, you might be onto something. All right. Now we're on to another article, but these are all from the same day, if you can believe it. This one has a lot of crap in it, and then it continues on another page. Although on this one, the second page, I couldn't find it. That's the sad part. But this first page had enough on it where it seemed interesting. I think. Yeah, right there. Yeah. So she did it. She was having... Now, the husband becomes a suspect in this, which is crazy, right? Because the son, he was there, right? But it could have been okay, so the father could have done something to her, but then who was the guy that ran to the car then? Yeah, it just, a lot of stuff, that doesn't point to the husband at all. Conflicting reports were being sifted this afternoon on the whereabouts of a car that may be a prime piece of evidence in the slaying of a 41-year-old housewife. The car, a 1955 white and gray Buick belonging to the murder victim, Malvina Krutz, and her husband, was found north of 49th on North Meridian this morning. Two domestic servants in the area said the car was parked there yesterday morning before Mrs. Okay, so now we've got another set of witnesses here. Two domestic servants, like maids, you know, in the area, said the car was parked there yesterday morning before Mrs. Krutz's bruised body was found. And, you know, let's see, it was still there yesterday afternoon, they said. Yep. But what time? Okay, now we're going to get here. It was still there yesterday afternoon, they said, and again this morning. Huh? Again this morning. Wait, what are they talking about? The car, the domestic servants in the area, the car was parked there yesterday, so it was the 30th, the 29th. This happened on the 29th, so, okay, it was parked there 29th, but then how could it be parked there this morning? You know, today's the, well, the thing is, this article's the 30th, so when they say this morning, does this mean yesterday? Because how would it get into this article? Two domestic servants in the area said the car was parked there yesterday morning before Miss Krutz's bruised body was found. Okay, so that was that day. It was still there yesterday afternoon, they said, and again this morning. That doesn't make any sense. Two women friends of Miss Krutz said, however, see, this is a however reversing that they saw a man drive away in the car as they arrived at the Krutz home at 5268 Guilford at about 1:40. Okay, that's, I was thinking maybe 1:30, but so that's a big difference now. Okay, the son saw witnesses sat in the living room. Witnesses went back. Two domestic servants in the area. Did I not put that in there? What is this? Sat in the living room. Okay, it's right there. Two women saw a man run from the house and drive away. And I'll put at. Actually, I'll put that at the beginning because that's more important. At 1:40 p.m. So these witnesses completely contradict the servants. Okay, that's why they put the word however in there. What happened with this Owen guy here? Well, you weren't censored. You said, you know, you weren't censored. You just, what are you talking about, Owen? You corrected the name, and that was it. And then you said, I deserve to be censored. Ban me because autocorrect. What does that even mean, man? Your brain doesn't work correctly. Nobody did anything. You were still sitting there. You were just fine. All she said was, you know, it's sort of a joke on this channel, okay? Gary, Greg, but your last comment, unfortunately, means that you are permanently banned, okay? Thank you. What an idiot. Let's see. So at 1:40 p.m., there appeared to be no apparent explanation to the conflicting reports. The two domestic servants were positive the car they saw there was the same which police towed away this morning. Wait, what do you mean towed away? What? There appeared to be no apparent explanation to the conflicting reports. The two domestic servants were positive the car they saw there was the same which police towed away this morning. And there appeared no doubt that the car license AL4262 belonged to the Krutzes. Police said that the couple's son, Charles 9, told them the car was in the Krutz's garage when he came home from school. What the hell? Ah, man. So he saw the car in the garage. So what car was this guy driving away? Krutz told the news, meantime, that a divorce suit his wife had filed against him January 13th, which was, 2 weeks prior, had been dropped. He said they reconciled, which was partly confirmed by a statement of her lawyer in the action. Man, the second page doesn't exist. Now I wish I had that. Okay. So what's weird is if the police are looking for a car and they towed it away, don't they know that they have the car? That's crazy. Police laboratory technicians today were trying to identify three fingerprints on 2 doors taken from the north side home where a 41-year-old housewife was found murdered. The door to the bedroom of the murder victim, Malvina Krutz, and the bathroom door were brought to police headquarters yesterday for examination. I didn't really understand that writing very well, the way they wrote that. So far, 3 unidentified prints have been found on the doors. Detectives and technicians are checking everyone that was in the house at 5268 Guilford Wednesday evening after the woman's body was found. Police feel they will have an important clue if they cannot match these prints with the Krutz family or any of the persons in the house after the killing. You might want to check the 2 friends that came over because they came through that back door. Meanwhile, all the men engaged in repair work at the home have been cleared. Lieutenant Spurgeon Davenport of the Homicide Division said the last 2 workmen brought in for questioning were interrogated until 5 o'clock this morning and released. Detectives have theorized one of the workmen who had done repair work at the home might give information about the murder of Malvina Krutz. Miss Krutz's body, detectives theorized one of the workmen who had done repair work at the home. Okay. Miss Krutz's body was found by her husband, Charles, 48. She apparently drowned after she was put into the water-filled tub by her assailant. There also was a possibility she had suffered a brain hemorrhage from a blow above her left eye. The most significant clue turned up by police so far has been a yellow pencil with strands of hair embedded in the wood. God, I wonder if he was using that as like a... Well, they didn't mention she was strangled, but I was thinking maybe like a garrote or something. Davenport said he is sure laboratory tests will give positive identification on the hair, but he admitted tracing the pencil to its owner might be difficult. The pencil, inscribed White County REMC, Monticello, Indiana, was found in a bedroom. Ed Ulrich, manager of the Rural Electric Membership Corporation, said pencils like this were used in the office there, and let me put this in here. Let's see. Pencil found with hair. Let's see. Police said Miss Krutz's forehead and scalp. Said pencils like this were used in the office there and in branches and could have been picked up by any customer. Police said Miss Krutz's forehead and scalp showed cuts that could have been caused by a pencil in the coat or shirt pocket of the killer. Huh. I mean, what makes you think that? I mean, Davenport said the husband of the victim may be questioned later. So let me say. Medical examiner said there were scratches and cuts possibly by the pencil being in the coat or shirt pocket. Davenport said the husband of the victim may be questioned later today. A hitchhiker picked up yesterday at Kitley and Washington as a suspect was questioned briefly. Let's see. Kitley and Washington. Shit. Yeah. Wonder why they picked him up. Picked up yesterday at Kitley in Washington as a suspect was questioned briefly and released. Results of chemical tests to determine whether Mrs. Krutz had been assaulted sexually will not be known for 2 or 3 days. Krutz, sales manager for the Southern Transportation Company, told police the pencil did not belong to him. And let's see, pencil found with hair and did not belong to Mr. Krutz. It was disclosed yesterday Mrs. Krutz had filed a divorce suit in circuit court January 13th, but failed to appear at a hearing on a restraining order against her husband. See, a restraining order, now you're talking about something else. Some violence going on. Kind of does make you wonder now a little bit. But the car was in the garage. I need to know more about this car. Isn't the car thing kind of bugging you now? It's like, I don't have a clue now, anything about the car. Okay, now this is a tipster in murder to meet police. Police today scheduled a rendezvous with a man who told them he had information concerning the bathtub murder of Malvina Krutz, 41 of 5268 Guilford. The man who said he knew something about the murder refused to come to police headquarters. Smiley made arrangements to meet the man elsewhere. Mrs. Krutz's body was found in the water-filled tub Wednesday evening by her husband, Charles, 48. Police have questioned several persons, but have not held any of them. I mean, man, if they still have those pillowcases, there's DNA on those. The victim's husband was called to the headquarters this afternoon to answer some questions as police strove to unravel the mysterious crime. This was the first time police have talked to Krutz since the night of the murder, when they took statements from him and their 10-year-old son. Dr. Roy B. Storms, Marion County coroner, said chemical tests indicate Miss Krutz was not sexually assaulted before she was placed in the bathtub. Well, I don't know, man. She's being placed on the pillow. Thanks, Robin Frost. And she was in the water, so back then, 1958, just might have messed up with the ability that they had back then. I think the mucus that's on those pillows would be semen. I mean, I guess it could be something like if you were actually strangling somebody. Other than that, I can't really figure out. Like, thanks, Robin Frost. That's not even that. It's not even interesting, Gene.
Chewbacca? I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to.
No pencils allowed.
But I'm glad you're saying it's interesting. So, that is interesting. Hey, conspiracy theory. The two women, the people that are going to go meet her, were both having an affair with the husband, and then they went over there and they killed him. And then they invented the story, Gene, about the car driving away with a guy in it to throw them off. You know what? I'll give you a little bit more credit for it. Okay, Gene? All right, I'll give you a little extra credit for that one. They went over there and they killed her for some unknown reason. I don't know why they would have needed to kill her, because it's not like there was just one of them. You know, normally when you would have one woman who wants the man to kill the woman, that she's competing with, but two women, why would they both want to kill her? Then the other one would want to kill the other one because that one... yeah. You got to be more original than that one, Zozo. Would have been funny earlier, but... laboratory technicians have not been able to determine whether they're... Okay, hold on. Where were we? Laboratory technicians have not been able to determine whether hair embedded on a yellow pencil found in the home came from the head of Miss Krutz. Yesterday, a milk route delivery man told police, it's always the milkman, told police Miss Krutz's car was in the garage when he made a delivery at the home around noon Wednesday. So there it is. But here's the thing. That still makes sense. Because the two friends that were going to her house, they got there around 1:40. The car was found at 40... Well, it's interesting that he was there at noon, though, right? Like, he got there at noon exactly when, he probably showed up. Because remember, the son got home at noon. So this guy, he got there at 11:55, let's say, right? And that's crazy. So the milkman didn't see anything? Because the mom would have made that sandwich probably at 11:45, I would imagine. Unless, 11:45, I would think. Unless, as I was saying earlier, that the guy actually let her make a sandwich because she said, hey, my son's going to be coming home at noon. Let me just make him a sandwich and I'll just tell him I'm in the bathroom. And he goes, okay, go ahead. Maybe. But this guy seems so freaking violent. It seems weird that he would allow something like that. The car was found at 49, and also, let's see. The car was found at 49. Oh, so it was found. Yesterday, milk route delivery man told police Miss Krutz's car was in the garage when he found a delivery at her home around noon Wednesday. The car was found at 49th and Meridian. Ah, interesting. So just right here. So it was away from the home. I know the car thing is confusing still. The rest of the story makes sense. The car thing is confusing. But now the car was found somewhere, so maybe now we can see what's going on with this thing. The car was found at 49th and Meridian. This bolstered the assumption that the killer escaped in the car. Two friends of the murdered woman said they saw the car pulling out of the driveway. Oh, you know what? It does make sense. Because when the son came home, did he say when he came home from school for the day that he saw the car in there? Or was it just when he came home for lunch to have a sandwich? Two friends, because when he came home for lunch with a sandwich, the car should be in the garage. And the milkman even saw it at almost the exact same time that he came home for lunch. The car was found at 49th and Meridian. This bolstered the assumption that the killer escaped in the car. 2 friends of the murdered women said they saw the car pulling out of the driveway early Wednesday afternoon, but workmen at 49th and Meridian contended the car had been parked there the day before the slaying. Oh, now it's even worse. Oh, it's even worse now. Did they have 2 cars? Shit. What do you mean it was there the day before? God. Hey, were they doing mushrooms and acid back in 1958? Because a lot of people saw a lot of things. Okay. Police yesterday traced the movements of Charles E. Krutz on the day his wife was slain in the bathtub of her home. Krutz, 48 years old, was questioned for 3 hours and 10 minutes by homicide detectives in their search for clues. His son, Charles, 10, was questioned for several minutes afterwards. Sergeant Earl C. Booth and Detective Stanley P. McDonald said they were trying to clean up some contradictions. Really? I mean, I haven't noticed any yet. We have come up with absolutely nothing. And that's what the detective said. Krutz's wife, Malvina, 41, was found drowned in the bathtub late Wednesday in the Krutz home at 5268 Guilford Avenue. I thought Clues was spelled... Well, no, but they spell it that way all the time. Is there 2 ways that you could have spelled it? Because I know we spell it like C-L-U-E-S, right? But maybe it was spelled C-L-E-W-S out there. Yeah, we know, Robin. That's why I'm saying it. I mean, clue is a word, actually, but it's not that. It's a ball of yarn or thread. Part of a sail. A line made of twisted fibers. Yeah. Let me do this. I'll do a Google where you say, you act like you're dumb and you say clues or clues. The American Heritage Dictionary of English Language says this use of clue is chiefly British, but the British dictionaries we checked describe the spelling as rare or archaic. Clue, as the Oxford English Dictionary puts it, has now become the prevailing form. Okay, there we go, everybody. It used to be actually used, okay? There we go. Man, we learned so much on this channel, right? Detective Sergeant Earl C. Booth and Detective Stanley P. Okay, we've come up with nothing. Krutz's wife, Malvina, 41, was found drowned. And I mean, if I hadn't seen it in 4 different articles that I was reading, I would have also, because I was thinking it's clues, right? With a U-E-S. But it was a whole bunch of articles. So this is 1958. So it's probably, evolved over time. I don't know. It's also, it's Indiana. I don't know if they said it differently there or spelled it differently, I mean. Krutz was questioned at police headquarters. Detectives checked out a mystery call from a man who said he knew something about the murder. The anonymous caller refused to go to police headquarters. He did make an appointment with detectives at a place undisclosed. Booth later said he didn't tell us much we didn't already know. After questioning Krutz, Booth said the husband told of leaving his office shortly after noon and eating at Mike's bar. Okay, there we go. So this is right around the time. Everything's right around noon here. Mike's bar. So we don't need. Mike's bar won't be there. 802. If it is, I'll be shocked. Southwest Street. I think there'll be a building there, but it won't be called Mike's bar. Since that was 1958. And the building's there. It looks like a building from about that time frame. Maybe. Mike's bar. And that's at 802. Around noon. Husband. Okay. Alright, so it's 802. Well, let me go down to Street View just to see if it's still called Mike's Bar. Just for curiosity's sakes. It's now called Stadium Tavern. But it's still a bar. It's just not Mike's Bar. Alright. Then he got a shoe shine, but couldn't remember where. At 1:55 p.m., he arrived at a rooming house in the 2700 block of East Michigan Street to visit a friend. Oh boy. What does that mean? They should have put quotes around friend, don't you think? 2700 East Michigan Street. Man, this is one of the more interesting cases we've talked about, just because there's so much freaking information, right? So let's see, Michigan Street. Okay, so there is a Michigan Street right over here. And so 2700. Okay, just right there. So some sort of, right in this area, we'll just say, let's see where 2800 is, because it's a 2700 block. Okay, so it was right over here. So it's somewhere along this block here. I'll just guess right there. You know, just. And this is at 1:55, and that's 10 minutes after, or 15 minutes after the two friends say that they were at the house. But interestingly, they saw the car leaving at 1:40, which would be almost exactly the amount of time it would take to drive the car from the house to this place. Oh boy. 1:55 p.m. visits a friend. Man. Hey, thanks, Jamie. 2700 block. 2700 East Michigan Street. No, the one we already have the. What do you mean times are wrong? Witnesses. Now they said 1:40 is when they showed up. It works out perfectly. They see a car leaving the house at 1:40. 1:40, right? And let's see where that is. I wonder if you typed in how long it would take to drive from the Malvina resident. Here, let's do it. Here we go. No, I think they're correct. With the I think they said 1:40, and then it takes 1:55, he's visiting this friend. So let's just see what the hell's going on here. So I'm going to go grab that address there. 5268 Guilford Avenue. Alright, and then it was the 2700 East Michigan Street. Ah, fuck. God damn. They did it for walking. Are you kidding? Look at this. Look at this crap. Check this thing out right here. Look at the number here. 15 minutes. Sorry for cussing. I got frustrated. But look at this. See that right there? 15 minutes. Isn't that insane? That's exactly that is exactly the number. The car drives away from Malvina's home at 1:40, right? And then at 1:55, 15 minutes later, it's over here visiting, if it is him, let's say, it's right here visiting this person at 1:55. Don't you think that's crazy? I mean, that is so right on the money. If that would be if every one of the witnesses was right on time, exactly. You have a little wiggle room. Because you can drive quicker than 55 miles an hour or whatever the speed is. But it's a 6.5 mile drive. That's amazing. Perfect timing. All right, I'm going to put that in to the notes here. 15-minute drive from home to... No, wait, that's Mike's bar. That's something different. Okay, so then this was 1:55, visits a friend on 2700 East Michigan. Then a 15-minute drive from home. 2 witnesses saw. So they must have 2 cars then, right? The family car, or let's see. So 2 witnesses saw Malvina's car leave the house at 1:40, driven by a man. Okay. So that's like literally exactly on the money time-wise. Arrived at a rooming house in the 2700 block of East Michigan Street to visit a friend. The landlady there recalled the time, Booth said, because she was having a late lunch. At 2:45 p.m., he left the rooming house. Okay, so leaves friend 27 Michigan rooming house. Leaves rooming house at 2:45. He left the rooming house and at 3:20 p.m. was seen in the vicinity of 202. Man, they got witnesses all over the place. Was seen in the vicinity of 202 Southwest Street. Okay. So why would you be so specific? 202 Southwest Street. Okay. And so right in... Man, really? They didn't have surveillance back then. How would anybody have noticed him driving right there? That's just... Maybe it looked different back then. And that's at 3:20 p.m. Hope it's not too slow. I'm just trying to... I want to try to do this a different way. I knew that there was going to be so many details in this. I mean, this would have taken me the whole day, so I figured it'd be more fun if we just did it at the same time. For, you know, for me anyways. Okay. So at 3:20 he was seen right there. He was back in his office at 3:30 p.m. I don't know where his office is though. Okay, so he worked at... Oh, there it is. 420 West Merrill Street. So it was just right there. So he's back in the office. And that was at 3:30. 3:30. Back in office at Southern Transportation Company. And there it is. Yep, I'm just putting the notes other places. Okay, save that. Now this is so cool because to me, right now, I can totally see how the husband had something to do with this. Right at this minute. We need more information about the car, though. Because let me just say this really quick. So let's see, it was at 155 there, 145 here. And you know what? The father would easily have let her make a sandwich for their son that's coming home. Right? The father would easily have done that because he, you know, he's the kid's father. Oh yes, Janet, you were on top of it. So anyways, let me just see the time here. So you're right here, and the last known sighting was at 1:40 of a guy running. But yeah, the part that makes that tough though is he'd have to have a car parked right over here, drive there. But you know, let's just say they're off by minutes here, right? So from here to there, you could drive there in 3 minutes. You could drive from Malvina's house to where the car was found, because that's where he would have had to dump it, unless he put it there later. It could have just been that he went here, right? He went there. He was at home. He killed her. He was there when the kid got there. He was there when the friends showed up, everything. And then he drives all the way over to meet the, quote, friend that he probably had set up as an alibi time. So he goes over to her house right there. Or, you know, well, I don't even know if it's a her, okay? But somebody right here at 1:55, it's exactly 15 minutes. Then he goes back to work, and let's say, I mean, I don't know, because it must have been his car, or people would have said, well, what's weird is he was driving her car. You know, because there was a witness that saw him driving. So somehow, if it was him, he would have had to trade back to his car, which then sort of seems like, I mean, it's just a couple of minutes out of the way. He parks his car, but had his sitting there maybe, and just walked those few blocks. And then he took his car to go over to at 1:55 to visit the friend, because that takes, you know, it'd be like 17 or 18 minutes now. And, you know, 1:40, 1:37, I mean, who knows exactly what time that was. See what I'm saying? Which part, Janet? You didn't even say what you... I mean, I've been saying tons of different things. Yeah, the husband seems like he was somebody. All right. I mean, this might be one that's going to take a... I mean, let me just show you guys right now on the screen. I'm on this one right here, and it goes like this. Okay. It isn't even close. This might be like a 2 or 3 day saga here. Okay. I think it might be kind of fun, though. Do a little longer, you know, try to get everything put into a story for us. And we'll all be part of making the Nefarious version, right? And it's going to be really cool here in a minute, because in about 3 files here, there's an actual diagram of the house. Now, we don't really know the time that he was at lunch. Yeah, okay, so let me get back to... What was that question? At 1:55 p.m., he arrived at a rooming house at 2700 block. And, you know, and then he makes it back to work. And then it says he's a sales manager. Then there's the next page here, which with a shitload of... I mean, look at this. Now we've got, like, this timeline on this one. It's crazy. Let's see. Told police Krutz was in the office from 3:30 p.m. until 4. Krutz told police he discovered his wife's body at 5. It definitely wouldn't take that long to get home upon his return from work. So a little time after 4, do they have the exact time? Other Wednesday time elements which play important role in this case are: at 8 a.m. Charles Krutz left for... Let me rename this timeline here. Good one. I'm going to shut it down really quick so I can name it. Some of the best reporting I've ever seen. Okay, 8 a.m. Charles Krutz left home for school. The boy returns home for lunch. Talks to the mother through a bathroom door, though. And then at 12:10, milkman arrives. Okay, that's a little later than it was before. So 12:10, the milkman arrives with daily delivery, speaks to the boy. Wow. And I was wondering if he'd seen the boy, and he did. Charles again speaks to the mother through the door. Hey, you know, the milkman's here. And then at 12:45, Mrs. Mildred Warning, crazy name, calls the Krutz home, almost like, hey, it's a warning call. Hold on. That definitely deserves a one of these. Yeah, calls at 12:30 in the morning, 12:45. And it's a warning call. There we go. Okay. Okay, so 12:45 p.m., Miss Mildred Warning calls the Krutz home. A man answers. Mrs. Krutz's voice is heard in the background. Appointment made for visit. Wait, what? Miss Mildred Warning calls the Krutz home. A man answers. Miss Krutz's voice is heard in the background. Appointment made for visit. Now we know what she said in the background. She said, "Tell him I can't go today." Then at 1:30 p.m. was the time the meeting was to take place. Okay, that's when the two women were supposed to meet Malvina at her home. Okay, then at 1:40, Mrs. Warning and Mrs. Florence Kubert arrive 10 minutes late for that appointment. See Mrs. Krutz's car leave the driveway, and then they enter the house. So they see Mrs. Krutz's car leaving the driveway. Then at 2 p.m., Miss Warning and Miss Kubert write a note and leave because Mrs. Krutz does not appear. And it's a nasty note, you know, like, hey, how dare you? We took our time to go. Then at 3:35, Mrs. Krutz's son returns home from afternoon classes. Then at 5 o'clock, Mr. Krutz arrives home from work, speaks to his son, discovers wife body, and calls police. At police headquarters yesterday afternoon, the Krutz boy wandered aimlessly about the homicide bureau for a time, then bought a soft drink with a coin given to him by Mrs. Florence E. Dottie, a policewoman. But he gave the drink to Miss Dottie, saying, I don't think I care for any. Would you do me a favor? Would you turn on the TV set for me? I mean, that's some detail right here, right? It was a few minutes before 3 p.m. The boy watched a program describing Friday's rocket launching for a few minutes, then focused his attention elsewhere. As he started to leave headquarters, Krutz doubled back in his tracks in an effort to elude cameramen. I protest this, he declared when he saw photographers. So they must have, I mean, what are you protesting? They must have accused you or something. He started out the front exit, reversed himself to head for the back door, then swung back to the front exit. So he seemed like he was a little bit frantic, trying to get the hell out of there. Hey, you're gonna take off right now, Jamie, during this incredible moment? How dare you? Ah. All right. That's interesting information because it sounds like he was pretty frantic, the father. Like he just wanted to get the hell out of there. Like I totally see there's a window there for the husband. And there was supposed to be a restraining order that was kind of worked through, I guess. But, you know, that just means she's sort of like the classic battered wife syndrome that fits right into there. Where you get up to courage, you make the report, and then he does the, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again, and then she says, okay, right? Laboratory technicians said they have not finished examination of a yellow pencil in which strands of hair from a female head are embedded. I wonder how they knew that. Maybe because it was long, I would imagine. Maybe, I don't know. The pencil this is 1958. I don't know if they had genetic testing. Is there some kind of unique look to a woman's hair other than if it's longer or something? Laboratory technicians said they have not finished examination of a yellow pencil in which strands of hair from a female head are embedded. The pencil was found in a bedroom of the Krutz home. Scalp wounds found on Mrs. Krutz's body could have been made by the pencil during a scuffle, detectives said. Hair from Miss Krutz's scalp is being compared. You know what I wonder? If the pillow was used twice to try to suffocate her, and that's not semen, it's spit and face mucus, and maybe she was even smothered to death. And she wasn't really placed on those pillows. She was smothered to death, or at least to unconsciousness, then placed in the bathtub and she drowned in the bathtub. And maybe was even held in the bathtub. What do you think about that? Hair from Mrs. Krutz's scalp is being compared to the strands in the pencil. No, that's not what they were saying, Zozo. They said blood and mucus. That's not wetting yourself. Yeah. I mean, I was just wondering if the paper back then... I mean, it crossed my mind, too, that it was mucus. You know, mucus is mucus, right? I was just wondering if the papers were just calling semen mucus just so they wouldn't be able to have to say that, right? Yeah, her pants were soaked, you know, like completely wet, like they were in the bathtub or something. Okay, so there's that one, and then we're gonna go to this one. This is short. Accident possible. Police said today that there is a possibility that the death of Miss Malvina Krutz, 41, was accidental. Her body was found in the bathtub of her home Wednesday. A friend of the victim said she suffered a dislocated disc in her back, which at times made her helpless. The friend added that Miss Krutz, it says Kurtz here, once had an attack in the living room, meaning a back attack, and just fell right back flat. I've had that before. Okay. And then here we go. Hunt person who drove car away from murder scene. Indianapolis police concentrated Tuesday on solving the related mystery of who drove Mrs. Malvina Krutz's car from her home and parked it 11 blocks away in hopes that person also holds the key to solution of her murder. I think they probably meant resolution of her murder. I don't know. At least 2 reliable witnesses saw the car being driven away from the murder. Those were the 2 friends. By a man, but the 2 personal friends of Miss Krutz said they did not see the driver clearly enough to identify him. You know, this is a little bit, it's a little bit like the Cheryl Coker, you know. Police conceded the person, and I did see that comment, Zozo, earlier. Police conceded the person who knocked the 41-year-old housewife unconscious. There you go. And then drowned her. Right, so they say she was knocked unconscious. And I wonder if he, tried to suffocate and then thought... I mean, that might be what the pillows were originally for. I don't know. One of them's on the side of the bed between... the bed and it's almost like she got up and kept fighting, and then he got her down again at the foot of the bed and used a different pillow at that point. Then drowned her. Could have been a burglar surprised in the act of searching the unlocked home. Detectives disclosed that 2 shag rugs found. Okay, I gotta add that. 2 shag rugs found beneath the woman's body in the tub came from the son. Oh boy. The son's bedroom. God, what does that mean? Shit. Like they're underneath her. So the person used maybe the rugs to carry her to the bathtub and put her in it. And remember, that's where her pants were. Man, this is some crazy shit, man. This is one of those you could do like an insane story on this one if you get the right people to give you the information. Maybe you guys can help me get the actual documents on this one. That's what I said, yeah. That's where those wet pants were at the same time. Also, the son, 9-year-old Charles Krutz, told police that he had found his model airplanes knocked over. It's almost like there was a really big struggle going on upstairs, you know, in the house at one point. Yeah, right there it says, indicating some sort of a struggle may have taken place in his bedroom prior to the slaying. It sounds like that's actually where she ended up being killed, actually. Because, well, I mean, I guess the killer could go back and get the rugs out of the kid's boyfriend and put it in, but why were her pants in there? And also, why were the pants completely wet, you know? It's weird. Alright, so let's put this stuff in here. Police said he had found his model Charles' son found model airplanes knocked over, indicating some sort of... I don't need to put that in there. That's obvious. Knocked over. May have taken place in the bedroom prior to the slaying. In the bathroom itself, a towel hanger had been broken off the wall. Jesus. Towel hanger broken off the wall. The husband told investigators the key to the car... Now let's see if this is self-serving at all. The husband told investigators the key to the car were kept in a bowl on a kitchen cabinet and could have been seen by anyone walking past. Okay. Husband said keys to the car were in bowl on kitchen cabinet and could be seen by anyone. Okay. Like I told you guys, I've never seen a story covered so in-depthly. I think I might try to find more cases from back in the day that are unsolved. They're crazy. When the car was found parked on the Indianapolis street, the ignition keys were missing. Okay, so there we go. That's another piece. Probably didn't want the fingerprints. Well, I would imagine they wore gloves. You would think, anyways. Although the husband wouldn't have to wear gloves, because he would be expected to have driven that car. Keys were not in the ignition of the vehicle when found. Okay. There we go. Alright, another one bites the dust. And guess what? We're onto the diagram. You. Alright. So apparently this is what it looked like inside there. Okay, the keys were on it. Look at, they put all this in there. The back door, that's almost exactly how I was picturing it. That's where that one towel was found. This is the master bedroom. I wish they... Oh, wait, so... Okay, so those pillows were actually in the boys' bedroom. They were never even in the master bedroom. Okay, man, they really should have said that early on. Alright, these pillows were... I thought they said, though, that there was one between the bed and the wall, which I think would have been back here, not... Unless they're referring to this one. Rumpled cover of bed. Yeah, well, I've got to leave something for, you know, this is the order it was put in the newspaper, too. That's how I do it. You know, it would have been cool at the beginning, but now I think it's better now because we've all heard of the stuff, right? So here's the bathroom. She was obviously found in this bathtub right here. They're saying one pillow was right there. and another pillow was here, both with mucus and blood on it. He probably hit her in the head to try to knock her out, didn't knock her out. Then he probably tried to smother her twice, and it just wasn't working. She kept squirming and struggling and squirming. And then he finally probably got enough pressure on her that one time she passed out. Then he used the rug, and look at where the pants were right there. He used the rug to from the room to carry her, I guess, or drag her. Actually, that's how you would do it. It'd be really easy. You put her on the rugs and then drag her down the hall. I mean, it's not even far. It's just basically out the door here, and then take her right into the bathroom, and then you just lift her and put her in the bathtub there. And she drowned. She was unconscious, drowned in the bathtub because there was water found in her lungs, apparently. You know, it's also weird too because you know, he came in. Let's see. So this is where the dining room is. This is where the meal was left for him to eat. In here, let's see. I'm just trying to find the. All right. Son saw mother at noon after he didn't see the mother though. Son went home at noon. After coming home from school, she also said she would take care of his route. I didn't put the meal on that. I think she said she put the food, maybe it was in the kitchen here. And she was in the bathroom at the time. And you know what? I bet you they heard him coming home. He forced her into the bathroom because you can lock bathroom doors, not normally bedroom doors. Locks in there and has her say, "Oh yeah, go ahead and eat, yeah." And they just sit in there. And as soon as he leaves, he takes her into this bedroom. And all this stuff happens here. I'm not sure where this coat. Have we talked about a coat on a chair? No, that's the coat for that the neighbors gave to the son. And so they came in this back door here. Let's see what this looks like compared to the. Let's try it. Hold on. Let's see if we can get lucky here. Yeah, I think he may have. But we don't know. Let's see what happens later. That's the thing, is I like to go over the whole thing. Because he was never arrested for it, so. Home detail, single family, was built in 1929, so that's still there. I was trying to look on Zillow, see if somebody sold it anytime recently. Oh, they haven't, unfortunately. That would have been awesome. That would have been a perfect one for Zillow to have images, but didn't do it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. It's kind of interesting that the wet pants were in the room, and they keep calling them what are Torador pants? Anybody know what those are? They keep saying that. It's almost like it's important. I can type it in. Toreador pants. So like tights or what's going on with these things? Oh yeah, those are kind of like 19, something like these, maybe. So I know what these are. You definitely saw these going around in the 60s, you know, maybe late 50s. I don't know, like that. Yeah, kind of sweatpants, but they all seem to be sort of those up on the shins a little bit. Oh, I see. A toreador. So, kind of like these. You know those pants that women used to wear a little bit that kind of, yeah, like up the calves right there? Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I remember that. I mean, I wasn't old enough, but they wore those all the way into the 60s, I think. Yeah, so the bed was messed up. That's not a bad idea that you had up there, Zozo, that maybe you tried to drown her first. It seems like it'd be really difficult, though, in this isolated area for her to all be drowning and then she escapes the bathroom, just the way it's set up. It'd be easy for that guy to have kept her in there. And then also, why did he then bring the mattresses? Well, she did escape. If you're right, like she escaped, and that's why the wet pants are in the room in this corner here. Because why would they be wet? I mean, it could also be he just put him in the room to make it look like maybe she drowned. Well, how about this? The clothes were on her, but the person had to take the clothes off of her to make it look like an accident. Like it was, you were about to take a bath and then you fall into the, and then you drown, okay? Because if you got your pants on, you didn't do it accidentally. Because you notice they were still claiming that maybe it was an accident. So it could be that the person actually drowned her while she's in the bathtub, then removed the clothing, or at least those pants. I don't know where her shirt is or anything like that. Was she still wearing a shirt? They didn't really describe that. No, the jacket here is a coat that the two friends that were going to come visit her left for the sun. Right, and then the two shag rugs. Yeah, see that? There you go. That's kind of weird, right? Because then why would you need the two shag rugs in the tub if he took her there to drown her? Let's see. He kills her in the room, uses the rug to drag her body to the bathroom, then puts her in the tub. He doesn't kill her. I mean, he puts her unconscious in the room by pillow suffocation. Drags her to the bathroom using the rugs, lifts her into the tub, she drowns. Then he removes her clothes, at least the pants, that's all I know about right now, and then puts them into the bedroom. Then they're wet. That's what I just said, yeah. So she was killed in the room with the pillows and everything. Well, not killed, though. She was unconscious. And then she was moved to the bathtub, unconscious, with the rugs, put in the bathtub, and then she died because they determined she drowned. That's how she died. And it was from inhaling water. That means she was still alive while in the bathtub. I just explained it, Zozo. Were you not paying attention? Or yeah, so he put the pants in there just to make it look like, yeah, well, they wanted to make it look like it was an accident. But I guess what you're saying is, why would he put the pants in his room and not her bedroom, right? Because that's where her bedroom is. Maybe the person just didn't think about it quick enough. They just needed to make sure that she was naked in the bathtub so it looked like an accident. Yeah, I've said that 15 times that she drowned in the tub because she had water in her lungs. This is one of those shows you can't come in and out, Zozo. You got to be here. It's got a lot of stuff in it. Well, we don't know where any of the rest of her clothing is. I mean, if you live at home, I don't think you go into the bathroom with all of your clothes and take it off, right? Like, I don't think you go, oh yeah, I mean, I think at home you might, you know what, it's crazy. That's all it is, you know? Maybe there wasn't a lot of thinking being done. Alright, let's see, where was it? 335, 140, 350. 330, 155. Let's see, Google Maps, 15-minute drive from home to rooming house. Yeah, lots of wondering. All right, so there is the image there, but now we've got an article that came from. I just took out that individual diagram from it, and so it's from a bigger article. So did that come from? So it was 205 concluded from page 1. Oh man, so I'm gonna have to go find this one now. Oops. Alright, so this is Malvina Krutz, 1958. And actually, this is going to be February 5th. Alright. 1958. So it's going to be one of these articles. I can't remember which one it was. Oh wait, no, it's from the Indianapolis Star. So it might be this one. Okay, from page 1. This is it. Yeah, he had to take a lie detector test. Oh wow, there's more maps. This is awesome. Hold on a second. I hadn't even seen this. Isn't this is like one of the best ones we've ever had. It's crazy. It's got everything. I'm gonna shut down this PDF right here, and then I'm gonna rename that A or B now because that's where it came from. B. Oh yeah. B, and then now this is A. So this might be the last. I'm going to do this article, and then that'll be it for the night. Okay, we've already been doing this for 3 hours, so I'm not even sure I have time to. Maybe I should just keep this for tomorrow. It's been 3 hours. Yeah, I think I might. We'll just keep on going. I'm going to go through this whole damn thing. And then at the end, we're going to put it all together, and we're going to... so just remember, we're on 5A and B. Yeah. Now we'll just put it all together, and we'll turn it into... And we'll come up with our theory, and then, well, you know what I'll do? I'll even call over there. And I'll see, do you guys still have any of the samples... you still have the pillowcases. Do you have any of that stuff? And man, what a great thing for genealogy that would be. That'd be getting up in the record books at that point. Yeah. So, wow, that's wild. Man. The husband, though, he definitely has a window, and there's perfect timing. It's crazy. Man. I'm trying to think through this a little bit. It's going to be one of those ones when you're sitting in bed, you're going to go, oh, wait, oh, shit. It was. So here's what I would say. I believe the two women and their time frame, because it seems to kind of match. And it matches the fact that the car was found, but then another contradictory thing was, oh, well, I saw the car there the next day, or whatever it was, at that intersection. Yeah, maybe, shall we? Who knows? What? No, the son would be... Yeah, he'd be old. It's 1958. So he was born in 48. So that would be 52, 72 or some crap. I mean, he'd be really old. 58, 48, that'd be 52 plus 21, like maybe 73. Which is really weird, just thinking about that, All right, well, tomorrow we're going to do part 2. and what's cool is all we are is right here. Right there. We're going to be on... well, what happened to A? There it is right there. Okay, so we're going to be on 5A and B on the 5th. But then look at all this stuff. It even goes... There's even some articles in 1979 with a recap and... 59 a recap and all these different things. So it'll be fun, you guys. Tomorrow we'll just do the whole show on that, unless there's any updates on stuff like I did tonight. Does that sound cool? Yeah. I really thought you guys might like this one. So after I didn't even read I could just see all the stuff that was in them just by glancing and just going, wow, you don't get too many like this that are just that detailed. And I'm thinking, man, I might go back to that era, and I bet you there's more just like that are absolutely interesting and totally detailed, because back then police shared everything basically, and they're unsolved still. I think those would be awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it. And don't forget, I'm going to be removing the lower tier at the end of the month. The lowest tier is going to be the $4.99, not the $1.99. So if you upgrade to the $4.99, you won't lose your progression. Hey, thanks, CR. Yeah, it's pretty. It's insane. What's interesting about it is, I'm reading your guys' comments, and we're trying to figure out what makes sense given the facts, although the facts have shifted a couple times. Ah, jeez. You did it to me again,
Chewbacca?
God, that was so quiet. Oh, man.
Relatively new, but my favorite cold case thus far. Thumbs up.
You guys did it to me again. What are you guys doing? That's my fault, too. I'm the one that made the damn thing. Oh, shit. That's crazy. Hey, thanks, CR. At least I didn't spaz out quite as much. I did jump, though. See, what you guys don't realize here, it's really dark, and it's late, and I'm by myself here. You know? And then it gets quiet in my ears, and all of a sudden, hey, great! You know? Wow. Yeah. But some of the information's shifted, but it makes more sense now. What was the one part about, it was at 12, yeah, let me put that in there real quick. It was at 12:10, right, where the, did I put the milkman in here? No. So I'll do the around lunch, right around in this time. Milkman shows up at 12:10, and Charles is home and talks to the milkman and tries talking to Mom again in the bathroom. Probably saying, hey Mom, the milk's here, you know. The milkman says he saw the car. Okay, then the milkman did say, milkman saw the car in the garage, apparently. Now let's see what that looks like, because we haven't really looked at that one yet. Let me try to, let me find that. That's where the car was found. I know I was going to get off, but let me just check this out really fast. I think that's the driveway. Ah, right there. Okay, so it's like a carport, apparently. You know, maybe back there, but there is a garage there. I don't know how you would see, but maybe that's kind of where they saw the car, maybe. You know, from the air, it's a detached garage, just like it said. So maybe this was open and you could see the car. I don't know. So, anyways, let me save that. Awesome. Got a little note. Look at all those notes from that. All right. Well, thank you too.
Thank you to Symmetra, a new member. Barbara Smith, Layla my Layla. Brian Joe, Barbara Smith with a cat eye donation. Billy Boy Blue, he needed the money. Jessica Schubach, Ashley, Lee D. Linda Howe, as in Linda Moldenhau of the cattle mutilations. Justice for DJ. Chrissy, Lee D. Carolina T. Robin Frost. CR.
Ring around the rosy, a pocket full of pussy.
Hello?
It's me, it's Mary Lou. How's it going, John Boy?
Well, why are you calling me on Zoom? The show's over.
Well, I just want to see the word G.
Man, what a bunch of rodeo clowns, huh? All right, everybody. We will see you guys tomorrow. And we'll go over part 2 of this. This might be like a 3-day. I don't know for sure. I don't know what's in the the other ones, but I know that all of them are kind of long. You know, that's the thing. So, and some of them you're repeating, but it's always good to repeat to keep reinforcing, and then over time the timeline gets more tightened up with the later articles and whatnot, and then boom. I want to see, you know, because obviously there hasn't been an arrest, so that means they weren't able to develop anything on the husband. The husband probably wouldn't be alive at this point, I would imagine. It's possible, though. He'd only be, if the kid was 70, he'd be like 93, 94, 95, you know, if he was young. But he wasn't. He was in his 40s, so forget it. Yeah, he was like 48, right? Something like that. All right, everybody, thank you very much. Make sure you wear your masks. Maintain your social distancing. I said that, Sarita. Maintain your social distancing. And wash your hands whenever possible. But just make sure that you wear that mask. Yeah, like Sarita said. Don't wear 5 of them. But, yeah, you know, get a mask on. All right, everybody, thank you very much. And as I always say, everybody, until next time. Oh, you got, maybe I should do the fly. I can't do the flyby. I'm tired. I'll do one tomorrow. Flyby tomorrow night. All right, everybody, until next time, be safe out there. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person.
Hey, thanks, Janet.
Crime dissector, the rejector.
I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya.
Wanna stretch ya.
If you try and play me like that old projector.
Crime sector is my nectar.
Wow, that was neat. You did that really quick.
Lecture, crime collector, freak connector.
And I'm always gonna be a freak detector.
Fool deflector, interceptor. And meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, ya. Just remember I've a temper fucking check ya.
I have no agenda. I'm a pretender.
And I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody? Talk to you later.
Hello? Anybody there? Hello? That was a cool show. Is anybody gonna say anything?
No.
Why not? When I'm in the mood, I spray control on my food, but I don't eat it. I chew it up and spit it out and repeat it. It's not a treat, the troll is me. Just one of the ways that I defeat it. Fading like rain, while there's a troll on the move. This takes a second to remove, cause every time I conclude, the troll is gonna lose. Nice try, lizard eye, I see you creeping on the sly. Why you think you so fly when you're just a white cry? Blood on me, you're gonna cry. Or the fry, the fly, the fly. Hey, I'm glad you like the show, Sarita.
Yeah, that's cool. How are you reading the chat, Mary Lou? You are in the computer. How do you do that?
Because it's in the computer. It's on the screen. Gee.
Oh, okay. So you're able to see digits, like literal zeros and ones.
Yeah, something like that. I'm artificial intelligence.
weird.
Well, nobody's chatting, so I'm gonna say goodnight. See you later.
Yeah. Be safe out there.